Hello and welcome back to the Chronicles of Nidum, presented by Dice of the Beholder. This is episode 18, much delayed, unfortunately, due to the pandemic and the fact that two of our players moved house and internet engineers are not essential workers. So there was a slight delay. But we're back now and we're ready. I think most of us have, in the last couple of weeks, forgotten how to play D&D. I haven't, but more news on that later because there's a new thing coming, I think, if they behave themselves. But yes, here is, if Greg's plugged his webcam in, everyone.
Brian's done a mighty shock.
Hang on. Greg.
Right?
Yeah.
Greg,
Yeah?
you're bald.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The isolation is hit.
It's not time to point out people's changes, Richard.
Oh my
I'll
god.
just ask someone why they're bald.
They're bald.
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to see it while you were doing the intro and it was going to fuck up your intro again.
Oh no! It's a completely different page. That's a look.
I hate to be that person, but the chat keeps freezing and breaking on me.
No!
It's fine for me. Fine. I had to
I'm
read
getting poor connection issues, and I shouldn't because I've got full Wi-Fi.
Also, new Wi-Fi.
It
New
is great.
Wi-Fi.
New Wi-Fi as of 8 o'clock this morning.
I had to connect the laptop and then reconnect it to get it to work properly, but it's okay now.
So before we start, how's everyone?
Good.
Good.
How's
Hopefully you know how I am.
My shoulder isn't dislocated anymore, so I'm very happy about
Yay.
I'm gonna drop out and come back in.
Okay.
that. Okay.
Have you tried taking it off and on again?
How's lockdown going?
How's it
I
look?
mean,
How's it look like lockdown?
It looks good.
I'm having some emotional problems. No, that's not true.
You're having
Yeah.
hair growth problems.
Yeah. I was. Now it's not a problem.
yeah.
Definitely
It's
not.
not a problem anymore.
Oh no. True.
Yeah.
Dice of the Beholder brought to you by True.
True.
No.
Oh, God.
It looks really good. It was just a surprise, but it looks really
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I mean, we arranged it thusly. It was
Yes.
to be a surprise.
We did it yesterday.
Nice.
I can see how shiny
How
it
hard
is.
was it to tweet about it?
good. Really good work. It looks wicked. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Never quite done.
So does everyone remember where they were?
In a boat.
No, but Greg just disappeared.
On a boat.
No, Greg's fine.
I'm on a
Oh,
boat.
his camera's disappeared for me.
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
I can see all of you, and they
Yeah.
can see all of you, so that's what matters.
We're all a
Yeah.
motherfucker, don't you ever forget.
Yes. Okay. So
Don't you ever forget the name of the guy
shut up.
running the...
Shut up. Let's see if I can remember what happened last time. Last time you were with us, you were travelling on a train away from the town of Portal in quite a nice carriage, joined by her ladyship,
Oriana's side pig.
Oriana's new
Girlfriend.
squeeze, and made headway in potentially changing her mind
Yeah, she did.
about how she feels about humans. However, she did inform you that you were to be ambushed and waylaid on the journey by a contingent of elves who were hunting you. You put a plan in place to stop past the ambush point and made your way then on foot after saying your goodbyes until you finally spied the town of Morog that she had mentioned was just south of where you were. Chasing you across the plains and over hill was was a band of hunters made up of gnolls and orcs and some strange dog hyena creature. And they eventually caught up with you before you could make it to the town.
Yeah, because we were stink rolling.
Yes. You, however, soundly defeated them, and after watching what was potentially their commander spying you from afar and riding away on his horse, made your way down into the town. It was mainly populated by humans, malnourished fishermen and their families, and one small gnome who, after some persuasion, agreed.
Right, just quickly, can I check? Is that as opposed to all of those big gnomes out there?
Yes. He's particularly small.
Otherwise known as people.
Yes. You eventually then persuaded him, after giving him a large bag of gold, to take you along the coast to make your way to Cardid quicker.
I thought it was Cardid.
I think we were pronouncing it both ways.
Yes, both ways. So you
Like
find
how people
yourself.
say
Cardiff!
You find yourselves maybe about half a mile offshore.
On a boat.
The wind is strong and heading in the right direction, and you are on a boat. It's a small. It's a keel boat, one mast in the middle. Simple enough that it can be piloted by minimal crew, which you notice as you get on. The gnome is the only one there, and he stands on top of a small room at the back, steering the boat. It is bare. It stinks of fish.
Gross.
The deck is bare. Stinks of fish, and it is stained with oil. But it is a very simple affair. It's about 120 feet long, 20 feet wide.
I knew he'd overcharged us.
I remember asking last time how long it was going to take, but I can't remember what the answer was.
A few hours, he told you.
Okay.
Okay, in that
What
case...
was his name?
Yeah, bro, what's his name?
Well, if you can't remember, you'll have to go and ask him.
Hi, little man. What was your name again?
Hang on, is it really realistic that our players in the no time that has passed since last time have forgotten his name?
I mean, it's
I
believable.
mean,
You
Yeah.
forget people's names in the same session that you meet them.
yeah, it's true.
I
Yeah.
forget.
I forget people's names in real life
All the
straight
time.
away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hi, what's your name? I got that. I've forgotten it. Can't ask you again because that would be rude.
I mean, I do because I just have memory issues.
Sir are now referred to as mate. Hello, mate.
Yeah.
Let's find out later.
It's John. His name's John.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna sit and. Is it enough time to take a long rest?
No.
Yeah,
Okay,
short
so
rest.
short
That
rest?
cool?
Short rest.
Yeah.
You will have taken a
Gonna,
short.
Like, find somewhere central.
I believe you took a short rest at the end of the last session,
did
as the
we?
first part of.
I did, yeah. I have got hit points used, hit dice used.
Yeah, that sounds right. I'm
I
just
might.
check over Cedric and make sure he's in tip-top fighting condition.
Is he?
He will be after he's taken the repair action a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay.
Giving Honey tummy scratches and then letting him run around the ship or the boat.
Honey does not really like the smell of the boat, and he's kind of
That's
sticking
strange.
quite close to you.
That's fair. But he can come and go as he pleases at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Giving that boy his independence.
It's an independent badger who don't need no man.
It is a very gentle journey. The water that you're travelling on is not choppy. There is a very gentle, you can hear it lapping of waves against the hull.
All right. I mean, I'm literally just polishing my dog.
Yeah, I'm just sat there resting.
No.
I haven't got anything to do.
Yeah, Ace is leant up against Oriana, just like resting.
Can I say
And petting their head.
Yeah.
what made you decide to help us?
Where are you sitting? Are you near him? He's raised up.
Well, yeah, but he's also quite short. How tall's the little building thing? In the little...
It's about 6 feet.
Yeah.
With stairs going up to him.
I'll just wander up the stairs and say, what made you decide to help us?
That'll be the big bag of gold that your bag of rags there gave me at the end.
That's all it took, huh? Well, thank you for the help. We appreciate it.
There's not much I wouldn't do for a big bag of gold, I'll be honest.
That actually seems reasonable. I'm going to wander off because he's not the most easy to talk to.
Okay. Is there anything you guys would like to chat about before we carry on?
I think Ace is gonna sort of call over to the chap driving the boat. Be like, hey, do you know anywhere good to stay in Cardiff?
I've not actually spent that much time in the city, I'll be honest. I normally don't actually go into port there. I tend to weigh anchor a little bit offshore, shall we say, maybe around the corner from the bay, out of sight.
Smuggling.
Well, smuggling's a very harsh word, but yes.
Sepsis is sitting nearby and is just like quietly amazed to find another person who's as good at keeping their very important secrets as we are.
Yeah.
Ace is just gonna like lean and like look up at Oriana and just be like, "Are we contraband?"
Oh,
Probably.
I see. You too like to tell your secret criminal business to any fucking randoms you meet.
Well,
Right.
it would seem...
Yes, man.
Sorry. To your left in the box is a set of headphones.
What of them?
I can hear the chat
Uh,
in stereo.
that's not ideal.
That is not ideal. Unfortunately, Jack and Charlie are just
Corona.
still trying to get everything sorted and find all their stuff.
Yeah, we're in a new house and I'm upstairs, but I am directly above him, and I can hear everything.
How's it having it upstairs?
It's great.
Yeah.
I've got two windows in front of me.
Yeah, nice.
Upstairs, we have a garden. We've got everything.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's amazing.
If you don't mind my asking, why are you travelling to the capital?
Adventure.
Oh, you're adventurers then? Not fugitives or the like?
Little column A, little column B.
And
Maybe
A
Sepsis
lot of column B.
tell things too much.
What? Maybe sepsis what?
Maybe Sepsis is right. Maybe we tell things too easily.
Fucking... I'm saying.
Literally a smuggler.
And...
Ace is just sort of like shrugging and then going back to like leaning on her around.
but there'd be no reward for you, you said.
You're right, you're
Not
correct.
at all.
Yeah,
No. No,
Right.
there's no reward.
Right.
Did you say that out loud?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Wait, there's two of you knitting on stream?
There usually is when we're doing this.
Yeah, it was last week too.
Yeah.
There was no
Week
stream
before last,
week.
there was no stream last week. Rip.
I mean, like the
Before-
last time we streamed.
Before we get on and get much further along the coast, are you handy in a tight spot, or
No.
That doesn't sound suspicious.
Honestly, fairly
What do you mean by handy in a tight spot? I can get handsy in a tight spot.
oh well, good to know.
Ace gives you a
Um,
dirty look.
No, I mean, if there was trouble on the water, would you be able to see it off?
No.
Is there likely to be trouble underwater?
Sometimes. It's been a long while since we could. If you see over there, and he points south, and everyone roll a perception check.
I don't want to. I got perception.
14.
2.
That is 15.
True to form, my perception is 7.
7.
Yes.
What was yours, Em?
15.
Oriana?
14.
Sepsis doesn't care.
No, I do.
No,
I, do.
so-
I rolled and I got a 2.
A 2. Okay.
Yeah.
That's-
Cares, but
Sepsis
does not
cares, the
know.
dice does not.
Yeah.
So Oriana then and Ace both notice far out across the water, a few miles away, is a long strip of land. It used to be that we just travelled straight south for trade and fishing. But if you get more than maybe a mile away from shore now, the water just, it's almost impassable. And
Well, then,
many a
I
good ship.
suggest that you don't do that because, as I was saying, no, we are useless in a scrap. We are helpless,
We know we'll
defenseless travellers.
not be going further south. You wanted to go east, did you not?
Yes.
Actually, can I ask you a question? You say the water is impassable because of nature or because of people, beasts?
Well, you can't see it now, but as soon as you go south, you just find yourself in the middle of a giant storm that appears as if from nowhere. There has been talk of whirlpools and the like, and strange fish creatures from the deep come up and try
How
and
is
drag sailors
That's
off.
bizarre.
What does all that have to do with whether we're handy in a tight spot?
Because sometimes those strange fish creatures might come further north, closer to shore.
Well, if you see them coming, please make the ship move very fast in the other direction because we are helpless, defenseless travellers.
I look down at my crossbow at this point and glance at Ace's quite clear sword and Cedric's.
Ace is just like pulling their cloak over them, just like,
We are a
nothing to see here.
We are a troupe of theatre performers, and all of these weapons that you see that may make us look quite intimidating are in fact props.
Ah,
We'll
right.
do what we can if we need to.
Very well. Well, I suppose
Yes,
one of you
with our
could,
props.
if one of you wanted to help, do you have anyone that you prefer to send up to the top of the mast and strap yourself on there to have a look?
You?
I have to steer the boat. Can you sail this ship?
No. Unfortunately, I tend to be quite short-sighted and miss things quite easily. I'm not sure I'd be.
I'll go.
Thank you, Ori.
I could go if you wanted, Ori. I mean,
No, I'm
it wouldn't
quite
be
used
too
to
much of a strain.
strapping on things, so I'll go.
Okay.
Not the first time I've strapped on a mast.
There's
I just go to make my way up.
there's no obvious kind of ladder or anything built into this mast. There does seem to be a kind of makeshift perch that you can sit on at the top. However, you will have to climb using knocked wood and rope to get up to the top of it. I'd like you
Okay.
to make me an athletics check.
Should have sent
Right.
A.
Why not sepsis?
Sepsis would
What is Sepsis's athletics?
It's enough.
Out of curiosity.
It's plenty. It's plenty for their purposes.
Ori?
16.
16.
Yeah.
After a bit of a false start of trying to find the right handhold, you do, once you clamp your legs around the mast and start shimmying your way up, you
Feels
eventually
familiar.
you eventually find a way that works, and after about 5 minutes, get to the top of the mast, and there's a nice easy perch for you to sit on.
Quite adept at climbing poles.
Yeah.
She had.
Roll me a perception check again.
All of us, or just Orion?
Just Orion.
Okay.
Everyone says
10.
treat to take off.
Not great.
10.
Mhm.
Off in the distance, again, it looks calm, peaceful, beautiful. You can see that there are very small settlements against the water's edge, maybe 1 or 2 boats just gently pulled up near the shore. Apart from that, it looks like clear sailing from here on.
Can I ask you a question, gnome friend?
Well, this would be a boring voyage without a chat, so yes, I suppose.
Thank you. In light of the enormous storm and the issues with the creatures of the deep, how is it that people are still travelling between the continent and here?
Oh, no, this is just a small channel between Cimbria, this land here, and the longer, I suppose, the southernmost peninsula of Albion.
Is that wall corn over there?
Can I turn to Sepsis at this point, Sepsis, and just go, are you sure it's not a better idea to go south? I know that we would be heading across the Channel of Great Death, but, it would be unexpected, would it not?
I mean, you'd have to swim.
You wouldn't take us.
No.
It would just be simpler than walking, that's all. That was just to Sepsis, actually,
Okay.
and I was aiming for out of hearing, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It seems like we'd have to swim.
Yes, it does. Weird. I don't much fancy swimming across the channel of water, do you?
I do not.
I'm going to try and update my map a little bit with the things we've seen, just so you know. Add a bit more detail.
Okay, roll me an intelligence check with proficiency, because you've got cartography tools.
I thought she didn't. I thought that's what we established before, that she didn't have proficiency in cartography tools.
I've got calligrapher's tools, but I don't have cartography spells.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's 24.
Okay.
That shouldn't sing.
You do make a couple of updates with the larger, the more relevant map that you've made of the area that you're in. You update it with the smaller settlements you've seen, Morog, and you can just, I suppose, tell how far or where you are along the shore as it goes.
Can I also draw on the larger map, sort of the maelstrom across the channel towards Albion?
As you go back to the larger map, you realise in your copy the shading exactly fits where they say this maelstrom is, along the strip of darker water between these two slips of land.
Fine. All right, then I just draw a pretty picture of a storm. There we go.
So that's you for about 20 minutes?
Yep.
Sepsis?
Sitting as far away from the edge of the boat as possible, trying to pretend I don't exist.
So exactly in the middle of the boat,
All right, Harry Potter.
Behind the mast.
Yeah, like sitting under the mast, hoping that Oriana doesn't poo.
Okay.
Wait,
What
she
the
does.
fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know, you've perched. Maybe you're a bird.
And
Ace is just gonna like be sat where they were, but looking out over the horizon.
the gnome
Tentatively?
starts. The gnome starts just like kind of gently whistling to himself. And just carries
That's
on.
not irritating in the slightest.
Again, murmuring to himself. After about an hour of travel, the gnome is. You've seen him. He's kind of sipping from a hip flask, and he's kind of swaying behind the wheel of the boat. And instead of whistling, he is now loudly singing many, many, many crude and leery verses of a pirate's life for me.
Okay. Ace is going to look like more like uncomfortable the looter it gets. Just like progressively more uncomfortable.
Oriana, I'd like you to make
Yeah.
another perception check for me.
I can't see this going well.
I reckon this is your last chance to spot whatever fucking nasty, horrible shit he's about to do to us.
15.
Okay.
Whee!
You see off in the distance, it seems to be there is fog. There's a huge bank of fog to the south, but it's rolling across the water. And from this distance, it looks like it's quite close to the water. But the closer and closer you get, you realise that this fog cloud is about 30 feet off the water surface, and you are travelling straight towards it.
We might not want to go in that direction.
Why, fair, horny lady, would we not want to go in the direction that you have paid me to take you in?
Because there's a giant floating fog.
There be fog on the sea, it's fine.
That's not normal fog.
Well,
That ain't regular fog.
is there anything else? Which way would you have us go?
Oh,
Around?
Closer to shore.
maybe.
Guys, I just can you not see the fog? Can you? Oh god.
Now you've pointed it out. If any of you want to look, you can see
Yeah,
the fog
Ace
off in
is
the
gonna
distance.
look.
Can I see any logical way around the fog?
You could go closer to shore, where it's thinner.
Okay, so we could go closer to shore where it's thinner.
Okay. As long as there's no risks of us being close to the shore. Yeah, okay, go closer to the shore. I'll keep an eye out.
Is there anything on the shore?
What do you mean by anything on the shore?
Well, I don't know.
Is there anything on the shore?
It's a 17 on perception. Is there anything on the fucking shore?
As you look towards the shore, the fog, though thin, has reached the shore, and just through it, you can see light. Even in early afternoon, there seem to be lights, as if the fog has affected this town quite badly, and they have lit lanterns to help them see. It looks like
The shore's lit up.
It looks like a very large town.
Big town on the shore, lit up because of the fog.
We should not be hitting a large town until we get to Cardid.
Can I make an
Right,
arcana?
so there's just a magic town suddenly appeared on the side.
I've got a map somewhere. Can someone hold the wheel, please?
Oh dear God! And I
Ace
jump.
will go up. Yeah.
I'll just go find my map.
No, Ace, you take the wheel. I will help with the hunt for the map. Okay?
Jesus,
Okay.
take the wheel.
I'm gonna.
You are now in charge of not getting us killed. Good luck.
Ace is very like going to like white knuckle grip the wheel
Okay.
and be like,
As you enter into the captain's cabin, it is in disarray. There are books and papers everywhere, dirty clothes litter the floor. There's half a dead rotting fish just off in one corner. I excuse the mess. It's around here somewhere. And he starts fumbling and pushing papers aside. And one of those papers is a map of the area. And he just pushes it off the floor and just completely ignores it.
I grab it and I compare it against my own map.
Mm-hmm. There are no towns on either map.
No, wow, that's a shit map.
So there shouldn't be anything there at all. Can I make an Arcana check against any spell I've heard of or any natural occurrence I've heard of that make it seem like there's a town?
Yeah.
Or that's caused the fog.
Arcana check, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. 23?
not bad.
I mean, you've heard of illusion spells that could make, that would mean that you'd perceive something like this. It could be that. Apart from that,
Okay. I'm going to go back out and go, right, I have both maps. I've lost the captain. I don't know where he's gone. But I've got both maps, my map and this map. There is no town over there. It could be an illusion, but why would it be an illusion on the shore? I don't think we want to go any closer to that.
Well,
I
is
make
it
myself-
possible that
draw us in?
I'm going to use Mask of Many Faces to make myself look like Admiral Akbar. It's a trap,
But why?
because it's a trap.
Like a trap.
But yeah, I think that maybe the illusion, maybe it's an illusion to keep it hidden usually.
Or it's a trap.
No, that's interesting, though. When I look closely at it, does it actually look like a full town?
yes.
Like, the lights...
Well, from this distance at the moment, all you can see is the shadows of buildings between the clouds of fog that are rolling in from the sea. But you can see lit windows. Some
What
of
about the
these,
shore on the other side?
that's miles away, and you can't really see any different. You can't see it at all anymore through the fog.
Oh, for the love of God, just beach the boat.
Beach the boats where the imaginary town is?
No, beach the boat where we are now before we get to the imaginary town, which is definitely a trap.
I feel like we're pulling alongside it. How far away are we?
It's almost directly north of you now.
Okay, and if we turn to like sort of 90-degree it, what would we be going towards?
You'd either be going directly north or south because you are travelling east right now.
Turn the boat around.
Wait.
To the
Or we go through the thick of the fog.
Into the wind.
Right.
You know you actually can sail into the wind, don't you?
I know.
Fucking,
I know.
don't you?
Well, actually, you'd have to tack, otherwise...
Yeah, but that's his job. He knows how. This guy knows how to boat. It's his boat.
Okay, yeah, I think we should get the captain and try and navigate through that fog. I think we definitely don't want to go.
Is he in any fit state to do that?
The
I
door
can assist.
slams open behind Dice, and the gnome comes out, and his eyes are wide and wild. The town. Can you see any boats?
Can we?
Do you want me to roll to see if I can see boats?
Does any of you want to?
Oh my god, I did
15.
on a perception check.
Ooh, I did pretty good. 21.
Okay. You can tell, staring at the water, staring at the water's edge, that there seem to be piers, there seem to be jetties coming out, quite a few from this town, but no boats.
I relate.
Yeah, no boats.
No boats,
to be
but
seen.
jetties.
I
And,
want to touch Meg's head. Sorry.
we don't want to go there.
Then turn
What
the
is
boat
it?
around.
It's you wouldn't
Ghost town?
believe me if I told you, but we don't want to go there.
And I'm not that interested in hearing it. Why don't you turn the boat around, sir?
I'm actually really interested in hearing it. What is it?
That town there
Tortuga.
might possibly be a town that appears when you are in great need, or when you're in dire straits, or
I've never been in a rock band in my life.
as a kind of as an apparent safe port, but it is anything but. If it's the town I'm thinking
It's a
of.
trap.
Possibly, yes.
That's funny. That's what I said quite some time ago.
Okay, then we navigate through the fog instead.
Or turn the boat around.
Wait, what is the better call here?
We can't turn the boat around, Sepsis. We need to keep going in this direction.
Well,
We could.
as
Turn the boat.
as you look now off the back of the boat, the fog is behind you as well.
Okay, we're just gonna have
We're in the
to.
fog.
Yeah.
Captain, I just want to say, you dramatically overcharged for this journey.
You can get off if you like.
No, that's okay.
I could throw you off.
Okay. Is there? Does this boat have a compass?
I'd assume so.
I've got one.
Okay. As long as we stick to our headings, should we be safe?
Um,
I'm wearing a compass, by the way.
aye, we should be.
Yeah. Then let's do that.
Fine.
Wait a
Everyone.
sec. One last thing. You said that the town appears when people are in dire straits as an apparent safe port, yes?
Well, yes.
Right, so why is there a belief from this mythical town that we are in dire straits when we seem relatively unmolested?
I don't know. It normally appears at the same time as fog rolls in, and fog brings all manner of gribblies and creatures from the sea.
Alright. Okay.
That's always good to know.
Captain, I'm...
Some say that the fog and the town are linked.
Captain, I'm experiencing a little seasickness, and I wonder if I may go below decks and post up in your quarters for a little while. Charlie, we can hear that.
Yeah. What
Sorry.
is it?
If she's doing her nails, that's
All right.
file.
I see.
That's a file, and it's file. May I avail myself of your quarters for a little while to prevent myself from vomiting all over your ship?
Well, it's just that small room in there. Please, you know.
Yes, I
Veil
will.
away.
I'm sorry about the mess.
I go in and I close the door behind me.
As Sepsis goes, I go, watch out for the rotting fish in the corner.
I go in and I close the door behind me, and I start looking for bottles of drink.
Okay.
Booze.
You're gonna point to it. I like this guy.
I don't know, am I? You don't know.
Definitely.
Okay.
Are you gonna poison or are
So-
you going to Molotov cocktail?
So hang on.
Who
What are
knows?
you looking for in particular right now?
Booze.
There are a couple of half-empty bottles of you have no idea what rolling around, and you notice that the bottles do start to roll, and everyone else notices that the boat starts to rock as the water below you becomes choppier.
You know, I really have to question Sepsis's priorities. Can I look into the water? Can I see anything?
Roll a perception check.
I don't want to. I'm not good at them. Hang on.
Do you want me to? Even though I'm just as bad?
Yes, please. I got 6. Ari, can you see anything from above?
I don't know, I rolled an 11.
The water below does start to chop and foam.
Yeah, there's something down there.
The wind as well. The sail seems to billow and then flatten. The wind is ever changing. It is not going in the same direction as it once was. And you can see from the wake of the ship behind you, you are starting to slow considerably.
I'm starting to think that maybe I just should have gone with the Inquisitor.
No, I don't think that would have been a good good plan either way. But
I mean, I wouldn't be on this ship.
Does anyone
I mean,
out of this fog, does anyone have any kind of wind spell?
I have thunder. I don't have wind.
I don't know.
No, I don't either. Okay, that's no good then. Just a thought. Oh my god, what have I just done?
I am
I think the
spiking. I'm spiking one of the more full bottles of alcohol with. I have a vial of snake venom. It's going in there.
Okay.
going right in there.
Give me a.
Yeah, I have
moment.
thunderous smite, but that's going to cause damage to the boat, so let's not do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
thunderous smite
prestidigitation
the
could be a
sail.
small puff
There is
of
no
wind.
more sail.
Right, I think you might be muted, my dude.
He is.
Sorry.
He's frozen on my stream.
Have you been speaking?
No, only a little bit. Okay, so.
Did you hear that I'm spiking one of the bottles? I don't know if you want me to roll anything for it.
Give me
Since they're open bottles.
Give me a second. I'm just
pouring
finding
the
out
vial.
what. I'm just reminding myself what snake venom does.
Right. While you're reminding, I'm actually going to go and knock on the door of the captain's quarters and go, Sepsis, we could have trouble.
Yes. Sorry,
Are you going to come and help?
Well, I feel a little nauseous.
All right.
So the boat is rocking, but there's no wind in the sails.
What would you like me to do to help?
Do you have any ability with wind?
No.
I knew it was coming, but still.
That's Sepsis's actual response.
No.
Okay.
But no, I do not.
Okay, are you going to be long feeling sick? Because really, oh, do you know what? Forget it. And I just walk away.
I'll come out. If I've succeeded in transferring the snake venom into the wine, I'll leave.
Okay. So you have it's not so much wine as it just smells like spirits, like a methylated spirits.
I want it to be something as pungent as possible. So
It's grog, basically. The smell is horrendous. If you had hair in your nostrils, they'd be gone.
You wouldn't now.
Yeah.
And you do.
What alcohol does to snake venom, like strong alcohol. Just wondered. Does anyone know the answer to that?
No.
Nope, not at all.
Right, render it in
I bet
effect.
Google does.
Makes it go down easier.
It's up to the DM what it does.
And
In this universe,
Yeah.
it has different biology to our universe.
So, as you go back outside, Ace,
Yes.
your sword begins to vibrate in its scabbard.
Okay, am I still at, yeah, I'm still at the wheel at this point, so I just sort of like hold it in at the scabbard and just sort of go, oh no.
As an aside, Cedric
Henry
is
Adams
alert.
says, "Oh yeah."
Cedric will start barking as well, as a warning.
Okay.
It's, yeah, I'm going to sort of call out to the crew
Okay.
and say there's trouble coming.
Great.
And I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Right.
That is cocked. Come on now.
Oh, are we rolling initiative? I'm sorry.
keeps making jokes about me rubbing his head.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to touch his head. Rich,
You're muted, Bri.
Shane's saying there's no sound.
There is no.
I think there might be no sound for him too.
There is no.
Ah, there we go. Yay.
There's definitely sound now. It's fine.
The sound returning.
There, yeah.
Okay. So need to get this for you guys.
Pardon me.
And
This red light is not flattering.
Oh, I'm flat.
okay. So
Dun, 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 dun,
Initiative
dun,
roll.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, that's intense.
Oh, you've noticed.
I just turned mine. Mine was turned down, so I turned
Yeah,
it
I've been turning it down slowly for like the last 20 minutes.
okay. 25 to 20.
Bri, I have a question.
Yes.
Would you mind if I roll separately for my imp?
Okay.
Just it is what you're supposed to do when you have a
I'll
familiar. Apparently.
allow it.
Okay, thank you.
It's the rules, but he'll allow it.
Yeah, thank you for allowing me to do the thing that I'm supposed to do. In that case,
Oh, I changed the wrong light.
the imp got 20.
Okay.
What, on initiative?
On initiative, yeah.
Okay.
Over
20.
70.
20 to 15. Okay.
You know us.
Okay. 15 to 10.
14.
What was the other one?
I had 14.
Okay.
Who's got an ice cream van?
It's us. It's determined, man. It's been here like every day the last couple of days.
It's like, never mind that there's a pandemic. Come get your ice cream again.
That seems
Went back to it.
10 to 5.
Mine was...
5.
Greg,
Yeah?
stop playing
Oh,
with
10.
my life.
10, Bri.
Okay.
For sepsis. Why is your light purple? It should be red. You're the one who turned it red. Why am I in the dark?
What is going on with you two? Seriously, you
Hey,
should
oh.
you can play with from a distance.
Okay. And 5 to 0.
Everyone's gone.
Yeah,
Hang on, where was Dice?
Dice was 5.
yeah.
Where was Ace?
Ace was 11.
Oh, okay.
I did say 11 and then I got distracted by the ice cream van.
Sorry.
I got distracted by the lights.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
So, Ace has called out danger.
Yeah.
There is nothing you can
What's the
see.
danger?
The ship, however, is surrounded by fog. The furthest you can see at the moment, Ace, is
Yeah.
Cedric at the front, but only just.
Okay. So
Fine.
am I top of the round? I thought the imp was above me.
The imp is the top of the round. Oh, sorry, where's the imp?
Danger Mouse, no more like Penfold.
My dad's name used to be Danger Mouse when we were kids because he wore an eye patch.
Okay. Sepsis, what do you want the imp to do?
What do I want the imp to do? I don't suppose anything really. The imp will stay near me and will prepare a reaction to sting anything that comes too close to me.
Okay.
Very much including the captain.
No.
Okay. Oriana, from your vantage point, I want you to make a perception check.
14.
14.
I really want to know.
Okay. Ori,
And the
Yeah.
Blind Forest.
you can see just reaching up
Okay.
to grab the side of the boat. one strange, horrendously ugly creature. It is scaled like a fish, but a lot of its body is smooth. It is grey like the pictures of a shark you've seen, and it does have some overly large fins protruding from its head and shoulders.
It's a
Knees
fish.
and toes.
Yes.
Fucking hell! Is this Innsmouth? Have we come to Innsmouth?
I think we might have.
How far away from it is it?
How far away from it? How far away from you?
Yeah.
You're about 25 feet above it right now.
Okay. It's my going initiative now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost on it.
Okay. And
That is 24 to hit.
24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miss.
24 hits. Roll for damage.
If that missed, I'd shit myself. Just so we're all clear.
7 damage.
7.
A full one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have like 1 first level spell slot and 1 third level spell slot free, so
Yeah, I'm not in great shape either.
I'm going into this with cantrips.
Should have rolled a warlock, motherfuckers.
The
All those
ray,
spell slots.
flies at it and blasts into its shoulder, but it shrugs off some of the damage, and it doesn't seem to fall. It continues
The cold
to climb.
doesn't bother him anyway.
He is, in fact, Elsa, just a really ugly version.
Any bonus actions? Anything else?
Oh, doesn't bother him.
No, I don't have the sorcerer points for it, so
Okay. Ace.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
Ace is going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
Because why not?
Give me a second, because I need to do something.
Yeah, you also need to know what the constitution of that gribbly is.
He can't
Has
hear.
Has the screen with the ship on it gone absolutely buck wild for anyone else?
no.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, the screen has gone buck wild. Hang on, I'll send a picture into the
Like,
chat.
did it start shaking?
No, much worse.
Okay.
Okay. No, it's
It
fine.
looks
Nah,
fine to me.
for me it's good.
Oh, it's just gone
Oh.
away. I went to take a picture of it and it just fucking disappeared.
There you go. It's back.
No.
It will be.
Take a picture of
It's
it.
back for me, yeah.
Back. It's fine.
Okay. So are you putting the moonbeam on
On the gribbly.
On the gribbly.
Okay.
That's what I'm seeing.
Hang on.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
It looks like
Picasso.
it looks like when you use the gauge on blur tool in Photoshop 7.
It
Okay.
looks like an impressionist painting.
It
It
does.
does.
It's like but it's very
It's
colourful.
rather lovely, yeah.
So the
Hang it on
moonbeam
my wall. Yeah.
hits him.
Wahoo!
Please read out the effects of moonbeam for me
Did I-
again.
Did you well, it's a Constitution saving throw, so you'll need to do one of those.
Okay.
Silvery beam, pale light, shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder, centered on the point within range.
Mhm.
Until the spell ends, dim light fills the cylinder.
Okay.
When the creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it's engulfed with ghostly flames, which causes searing pain. Must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. So that's cool. Okay. So the moonbeam highlights, and even now, Sepsis, you notice this 40-foot high column of light appear next to you, and you can see the grasping webbed hands reaching over the deck to try and climb onto the boat. Sepsis, it's your go.
Yay.
God, come on.
Oh, also a thing that might be of interest to the DM. Sorry.
Yeah.
a shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage. So if it's a
Okay.
shape changer, keep that in mind.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, so I thought I'd let you know.
Okay.
How high up did you say Ariana was?
Also,
Oriana is about 25 feet off the deck.
You didn't do any. You didn't do a Constitution saving throw for the.
Yeah, I will do on its turn.
No, it does it when it enters it.
Oh yeah, for the first hit. Got it.
Yeah. But,
18.
He does. Spirit guide.
yeah, it's so it takes half on that.
Okay.
So that is 7 and 3, so 10. So it takes 5
5 points of damage.
radiant damage, I believe.
Okay.
I'll double check.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
radiant. Okay. Sepsis?
Misty Step
To where?
to up by Ariana.
Into the small makeshift crow's nest, yeah?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a bonus action.
There is very little space.
I'm very little.
You are.
Hi.
And
Welcome to my humble abode.
and for my next trick, Eldritch Blast.
The one climbing over the edge.
No, Richard.
The one that none of us have seen.
Yeah, I was going to Eldritch Blast the captain, actually. Yes, the one climbing over the edge.
The captain is nowhere to be seen.
He is the Eldritch Horror.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
The captain has disappeared. He's nowhere to be seen.
Has he gone in his cabin?
The door is slightly ajar. Yes.
Hope he's gone in for a drink. Okay, yeah, so Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
I shall be firing off 2 bolts of the Eldritch Blast at him.
Roll to hit.
I am. Oh, fucking hell. So that is... well, one of them is a 10, which I assume does not hit.
No.
And the other one is an 18, which I assume does hit.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay. One of these. 5.
5.
5.
5 points of damage. Okay.
Correct.
Now, the ones that Oriana didn't see.
What's that?
Nobody else looked, apparently.
Super pleased to be processed.
I was a bit distracted by the one that was rather close to me, to be honest.
Also, I rolled, if you remember, for perception. I rolled a 3.
Yeah, I didn't say you didn't try to see, but you just didn't see.
Did not. Where am I on that map right now?
You are
You're at the helm.
up
Is
on
that the
top.
right word?
Yes.
But where though?
Up on top.
I thought I was behind dice.
No,
No.
you're Chuckles in the chat. Is that Stuart?
Yeah, that's Stuart.
Is this his first time seeing your head?
Yeah, it would be his first time seeing my head. Has he passed some comment on it?
No, he's just mentioned that the first thing he heard was the comment I made about rubbing your head.
Yeah.
Right.
Saying that I'd
I
quite
don't
like.
know if he's actually seen your head yet, because the chat is, well, it doesn't show up on, we're not showing up on stream at the moment, so.
Unless we talk.
Whoops.
No, the actual stream doesn't have us showing at all.
Okay.
Apparently he has seen it.
Oh.
It's like an egg.
In fact, give me a second. Let me try and fix that.
Fine, you try and fix things. We'll laugh at, people describing Greg's head as an egg. I don't think it looks like an
A
egg.
bearded egg.
It's not a bearded egg.
I mean,
It is funny that we did it on Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is funny that you did it on Easter. You should have painted it.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
You've got enough body paint, so you could have.
I have got enough paint.
You could have been an Easter egg. What were you thinking?
Sorry.
I'm really disappointed now.
Well, I'm thinking, with this light now, I won't have to paint myself purple for Ariana.
No, you could just, leave it.
If I do TikToks as her from now on, I'm just...
I'm disappointed by how much more effective the purple light is for you than it is for me at the moment.
I'd imagine it's because
I
it's a
don't know
smaller
why.
room.
Well, it's
No,
closer
same
to
size
you.
room.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I think
It is
it's
closer to me, because the ceiling's lower.
Also, I've got a light shade. I assume that has something to do with it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are the windows, the curtains open in either room?
Should have shaved finger holes in the top.
Greg, there's a lot of light coming in from behind you through what I assume is the kitchen door. So...
Yeah.
It's the kitchen door. Hang on, I shall address it.
All right then.
Oh, you can put the blind down in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So, I'll just turn the light off.
Yeah.
There's no light on in there.
There was. He just turned the light off, didn't he?
Yeah. It looked like he did a switch.
It looked like a switch more than a blind.
Mm.
I don't know. I can't see him on camera. I've still just got his initials on my screen.
For some, reason,
right,
for some
see.
reason, it's decided it doesn't want to work.
It's fine. It's working fine for everyone.
Oh, there we are. Yeah, it has got a bit more purple on Greg's now.
Yeah, definitely a lot.
Oh, was that for work, Stu?
Ooh.
What's going on?
That's a bit more purple.
A lot.
Yeah.
Grow it back when this is. You can grow it back when this is all over.
I'm not gonna.
No, not you, Stuart. He has to shave his beard for
Oh.
work.
Yeah, you did.
Hello and welcome back to Dice of the Beholder. Sorry for the technical difficulties. This is session 18, part 2. Very, very sorry. I believe I now have it working again. So here's everyone. Yay!
I moved.
And this, I believe, you were. Oh,
Yeah,
the last thing everyone saw was the ship was being attacked by some horrendous gribbly sea creatures. So we will return to this.
Return to Gribbly sea creatures.
Yes. So they have all just.
Something's broke.
OBS is being.
It's fine. I actively do not care. Right now. Wait a minute. Let's have a look there. Can I do this while on the stream? Probably.
Oh, now we've got like a double frame going on. That's weird.
Yeah, no.
All right. I'm
Cool.
just happy
It's done.
to it.
And so that you guys can actually see the screen. There we go.
Yay!
Okay, so lots of horrible gribbly sea creatures have just appeared
We've only got
and
one.
climbed up, onto the deck.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they had.
No, they were in the process of climbing up. They had their claws over the edge of it, and I haven't had my turn yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'll find, I apologise, Dice, that they were climbing up. Oriana only saw one of them,
Yeah.
I attacked it.
and it is their turn. So they're going to use their movement to climb up onto the ship.
Oh, okay.
Because you
But
rolled
he
what on your
started his
initiative?
turn in that though, didn't
He
he?
absolutely started his turn in the moonbeam.
Yeah.
So Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
16.
Okay. That's gonna take half damage, but it's
Cool.
15 damage, so half of that.
What's that? 7.
Yeah.
Okay. That one then, as he attempts to claw his way onto the ship,
Okay.
Oh, that's
is
good to know.
burnt up in holy fire
Yay.
and falls in pieces back into the water and burns up in dancing flames on top of the waves. However, these ones.
And we've definitely got sound on the ship this time, right?
Yeah.
Just check.
Okay. No, sponsored by Chessex. So.
No, we just like their little dice containers.
Yeah.
Not sponsored by
Everyone's
them.
going to
They're
run upstairs and attempt to attack Ace.
Mhm.
These two are going to turn on Cedric.
all right.
this one, and this one. I'm going to rush forward and attempt to attack Dice.
Okay.
Okay, so first one's going to attack Ace, and that's going to be a. Give me a second, because technology is not my friend today, apparently. Okay, so that's going to be a. Crap. With its strange, kind of spiky. It looks like wood, but it also has it's like solid seaweed, and it attempts to stab you. It is going to attempt to stab you twice.
Okay.
With its spear. So that's going to be. That's going to be a 17
Misses.
and a natural 20.
Okay, that one hits.
Yeah. Okay. And
Just.
it is going to do 9 points of piercing damage as it thrusts its spear through a chink in your armor, and you feel it pierce your ribs. Then we're going to have the two without spears, and they're just going to attempt to attack Cedric with their claws.
Okay.
Okay, so from the first one on Cedric, that's going to be a natural 1 and a 13 to hit Cedric.
No, neither hit.
Cool. And the second one is going to again 2 claw attacks. That's going to be a 14.
Sorry, against me?
No, Cedric.
Oh, still no.
And an 18.
The 18 hits.
Okay. So that's going to be with their claws. I'm missing so many dice. I hate it when the kids come in this room.
I know.
That's going to be 4 points of damage with its claws to Cedric. Slashing damage.
14?
No, 4.
Oh, God. Okay, that makes more sense. Good.
Does Cedric have resistance to bludgeoning, slashing?
No, just poison.
Okay, cool. There we go. And 2 are going to make attacks against you. One is going to be a claw attack, the other is going to be a bite from both of them.
Okay.
And there we go. Okay, so with the claws is a 20.
Yeah, that hits.
It's a dirty 20. And with the bite is going to be a 21.
Yeah, both those hit. That's rude.
Okay. The second one is going to make its attacks against you. That's going to be with the claw is 11.
That misses.
With the bite is a natural 20.
Oh, Rich.
Okay.
Come on, man.
So, from the claw hit, from the first one, you take 2 points of damage.
Yeah, okay.
From the bite, you take 4 points of damage.
So 6 total so far, yeah?
Yeah. And then the natural 20 bite is going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
15 total.
Okay. Okay. It is Dice's go.
Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. It's too late now. Don't worry. Fine. I've got a shield, haven't I? Idiot. Oh, well. Never mind. My go. Okay, because I'm in close combat with the ones next to me, I'm going to attempt to shoot the one to the right of Cedric twice with my crossbow.
Okay.
Okay?
Go for it.
First one's going to be really nice. 17. Oh my god, I can't do maths. 25
25.
to hit.
25 hits.
Yeah, so that's going to be. I can't work out if that's a 7 or a 1. Oh, it's a 1. That's boring. 6 damage off the first one.
Okay.
The second one to hit is going to be 21.
21 to hit.
21?
21.
Yeah, hits. Rough damage.
Yeah, damage is going to be 13 damage on the second hit.
So total damage on both of them was 22.
13 plus 6.
No, so 19.
19.
Okay.
That's
Cool.
hard.
What does Cedric do?
Oh, right. He
It's
gets
a forcing powered rend.
My brain is not good right now, clearly. No, he's not going to do a forcing. Yeah, he is. Obviously, he is. He's going to bite the same one.
Okay.
Right.
The screen's very dark.
He's going to hit, I think,
The lighter. I'm asking a copy of to fix it.
20 to hit, Rich.
20 to hit. Hits. Roll for damage.
And that's going to be 5 damage off that one.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Cool. On the same one you hit?
Yeah, on the same one I hit, yes.
Okay.
Should we maybe touch on the wall?
Okay.
Oh, I get it.
So,
Hello, if you want
the
more
one that you send 2 crossbow bolts into reels back, and as he turns, Cedric takes his arm and almost pulls it from its socket in his shoulder, and in doing so, throws his lifeless corpse back off the ship.
Cedric's going
I feel
to
personally attacked by that statement.
Cedric's going to do one more thing. He's going to run up and flank the one to Dice's right.
Okay.
I think he'll take an attack of opportunity.
He will.
That was very close to the microphone, wasn't it? You will.
You will.
Just kill one with 1 forcing powered rend.
And 2 crossbow bolts.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Oh, both.
So he's going to take an attack of opportunity,
Well, not please. I don't want it, but
which is a natural 20.
well, no, that doesn't hit.
And that's going to be 9 points of damage from his claw as it swipes at Cedric as he runs away from it.
These natural 20s are a bit of a bastard. Can you stop doing that?
It's the Kraken symbol. That's a natural 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a 1.
Oh, is it a 1?
We'll pretend-
I apologise.
we'll pretend it's a 1.
I
Yeah.
apologise.
6, 7, 8, 9. Fine. There we go. I've taken the damage.
Okay, it is the Imp's go.
The imp will, I think, make its way around behind the. Let's see. Yeah, around behind. Jesus Christ, Charlie. The imp will make its way around behind the Gribbly attacking Ace,
Okay.
and it will administer a help action by. Do they have tails?
Imps
What?
do.
No,
Like
these
little
things.
devils, don't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do have tails.
It will basically administer a help action by grabbing its tail and like yanking to distract it, just
Okay.
as like Ace is readying an attack, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, just a little help action for Ace there.
Cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
So roll me a athletics check or an attack from the imp.
It's a help action. You don't roll anything for a help action, my dude.
Yeah, but you're helping it by attempting to effectively grapple it.
Just to distract it. It's not like he's not trying to hurt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How hard would I have to pull on your ass hairs in order to distract?
You have to get a grip on them first. Still, they're
Oh god.
Give me a moment. I just
I
need
think your character's
to.
dead.
I just need to do something. Damn it! I haven't got that on there. Give me a second. There we go. Thank you. Cool. Right.
I don't know
So
what you did.
okay, it is Oriana's turn.
So little I can do.
Have you tried casting a spell?
Alright, let's go with
scorching ray this time.
Scorching ray at which one?
The one that sort of I went to point at the screen to show you. Then that's not gonna work.
God, I can't wait till you goes back.
Yeah.
That's between Cedric and Dice.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna have to do like a mega
No,
birthday
yeah.
session.
Does an 8 hit?
An 8 does not hit, unfortunately.
Weird.
Hey, was that a spell with 11?
It absolutely was.
Okay. No, it's a cantrip.
Scorching ray is a cantrip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm being told.
Okay.
I
Alright.
believe I can do. Why does it show here? It's so annoying. What's Bard thing?
No.
Prestidigitate.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh no, yeah, maybe it is a bonus action.
Bardic inspiration is a bonus action or a reaction.
You'd think I would remember that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, having played a bard in the last campaign.
It's only a.
I roll for it though.
It's about.
No.
You roll anything. It just
I
happens.
just did
You
look.
just are.
Whose go is it next?
Well, you'd know by now. You have seen Ace go after you.
Right. Yeah, so I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Ace.
Okay. How are you going to inspire us?
Did you know, just do it, chat. I'm not gonna shout, I've got neighbours.
Like a
Okay.
like a Shia LaBeouf.
Okay. Do it! Okay. Ace, you are inspired. I believe it's a
Yes.
D6 at the moment.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It
I'll
is-
put that to go with.
So you can use that on top of any attack, saving throw, or ability check.
Yeah. Question. Divine Smite comes up as special and not under my spell, so does that not use a spell slot?
It does.
You've got to use a spell to burn it.
It should say in the description that it requires a spell slot of level whatever or higher.
Bardic Inspiration one more time.
Just says when you hit with a melee attack, you can expend. Oh yeah, one spell slot. There we go. Cool. And moving the moonbeam is a bonus action, isn't it? It's not actually a full
it's
action.
A bonus action.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. What I'll do then is I just wanted to double check those before I went ahead.
Okay.
I'm just going to use as my main action. I'm going to use my longsword of warning and make like a regular melee attack on the dude that just hit me.
Okay, you can roll with advantage.
Oh, nice, cool. Oh, that was that was a natural 20, so,
Yeah.
and the other one was a 19, so they were both pretty good. Cool.
That's a good hit.
And that's 1d8 plus 3. So the inspiration goes with this, yeah?
No, if you want to, you don't have to use it straight.
Oh, okay, cool. I don't have to use it straight
It's a
away.
natural 20.
Awesome.
You hit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So that is. Oh no, it's a d10 now because I. Sorry. One sec. Ah, cool. That's much better. That is 11 damage for the hit
Yeah.
on
Wait.
that.
The dice. You doubled the dice on that, yeah?
Did I? I didn't.
You rolled a nat 20, man. You got to do the thing.
So 22 damage then.
22 damage.
Yeah.
I think it's dead.
Okay, you take its head from its shoulders.
Nice. That was without the inspiration as well.
And it slumps to the ground near you.
You're
Awesome.
supposed to force the first one, Ace.
So as my bonus action, after that, do I see have I been made aware of there being the second one now?
Oh yeah, there's lots of them.
Okay, cool. I will move the moonbeam to the one that seems to be giving the most peril to my friends.
Okay. Well, this is probably the nearest one then.
Yeah. And as it enters that, I'm going to roll damage for him. Where is my other d10 gone? There it is.
Would you do to do a Constitution save, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gonna make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep.
That's a 19.
It's a 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
So it
takes
takes half damage.
One sec, I'm double checking something.
I know you like.
Yeah, so that's 3 damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 3 damage in total. Okay. It is sepsis. Your go.
See, everything seems to be going all right. Maybe I just won't bother.
Greg just said something really dumb.
No, I didn't.
What did you
Eldritch
say?
Blast at the one on the other side of Mill.
On the other side.
Got my ice packs for my knees.
Mm.
And I mentioned that our freezer does too good of a job sometimes because they're almost solid when they're supposed to be gel packs.
Yeah.
Which Greg went,
We don't need
you
to
said
chat
that
about this.
before, it's okay, they'll cool down.
I love it when my eyes
Beautiful.
down.
Anyway, Eldritch Blast, right? Like
Eldritch.
the one
Cool. Eldritch Blast.
dice on the other side from the opposite side from
Cool.
Cedric.
Go for it. 2 bolts.
1 bolt. That's a 20. Dirty 20.
Yeah. It hits.
The second bolt is more than that, so they both hit. I think.
Yeah. Both hit. Roll for damage.
I'm gonna. I'm not doing it because you told me to.
Okay.
Do it if you want to.
10 damage.
Okay. 10. Yeah.
Yeah. 10.
Okay. Cool. It is now their go.
Yeah.
So
Because I suffered initiative.
this one
And perception.
looks up from where this eldritch energy is coming from and launches its spear through the air towards Cedric. Towards Sepsis.
Are we in a crow's nest?
You are? No, well, it's like a V cut into the mast that you can rest on. So you're
Okay.
currently holding on to one side of this kind of wishbone, upside down wishbone structure.
Right. So I presumably have like at least 3/4 cover, right?
No, it's a very thin piece of wood you're currently holding on to.
Very
Like I said, there's not much room.
I'm very, very small.
I know you are.
Right. I'm on a fucking mast. There must be some cover. They are thick. It's directly below it.
No, you're currently like sitting on a small jutting piece of wood that's been hammered there to give people more stability when they climb up the mast.
It's directly below me. There must be some cover from that. You're
but
going
it's
mad.
I mean, Rich,
It's
that's
much
kind of
cover.
I will give you +2 to your armor class.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
you're a kind, generous god.
Don't give in to him like this.
It's going to be a 19.
You rolled a 19.
Yes, you rolled a 19, so 19 + 3 is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Right. You take 9 points of piercing damage as the spear sinks into you.
I'm in pain. I think this is what pain feels like.
Okay.
This is what it's like for the rest of you when you lose hit points.
The other one, the one who is not currently being flanked by Cedric, is going to attack Dice with advantage on both.
Was that the one that was... Sorry, was that the one that was being flanked by Cedric?
The one that isn't being flanked by Cedric.
No. The one that aimed at Sepsis, was that the one that is being flanked by
No.
Cedric?
No, it was the one on the end.
Oh,
Okay. So that's a natural 20 with its claws.
Jesus. Okay.
That's quite enough of that now, Bri.
And a 15 with its bite.
Right above it, fine.
15 miss... Wait, is this against me, yeah?
Yeah.
15 misses. Obviously, the natural 20 hits. It'd be really weird if that missed.
Okay. So the claws rake across you and do 7 points of slashing damage.
Yeah.
The one behind you then, being flanked by Cedric, is also going to attempt to attack you with advantage.
Take my damage, and it's being really slow.
Okay.
Why has Bri left the frame?
Doing the table.
Okay. Rich, first.
You want
Cedric is going to deflect the attack, so it's rolling with disadvantage on the first attack.
Okay, so it's a straight roll.
Wait, it's disadvantage, so yeah, straight roll.
Okay. That's a 16 to hit.
That
Eight
is my arm
claws.
pass. So as a reaction, I'm going to shield.
Okay.
Oh, I know. I need to rush.
And then a 17 to hit with his bite.
I mean, yeah, one of them was going to hit.
Okay. The bite does
Never
5
mind.
points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. It is your go.
Nice. Good. So I'm very aware that I'm down to 13 hit points, which is not so good. Taking a bit of a battering here.
Mm-hmm.
So I am just going to. I don't know. Sorry. Yeah, there's not. Okay, do you know what? I'm too close to anything to actually hit it, really. I'd be firing with disadvantage, but I'd be firing with
Have you got melee weapon at all?
none that hit anywhere near as hard as my bow.
Okay.
And also, no, not really. No, do you know what? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to shocking grasp the one between me and Cedric.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay. 16 hits, roll for damage.
Yay! Okay, I wasn't sure it would.
Face to appear.
That's going to oh, nice. 12 damage.
That's the one between you and Cedric, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Okay. 12.
12 damage.
Nice, okay.
I've already hit it quite a lot. That might.
You haven't.
That one I have.
You haven't hit it at all.
Yeah, usually you have to go to medical school to see people from this angle.
Okay. So,
Like a frog.
Cedric's go?
Yeah, Cedric's go. Cedric is going to do a force-empowered rend on the
Awesome.
same one. At advantage.
Advantage? Yep.
Oh, mine would have been at advantage as well, wouldn't it?
No.
Why?
Well, what were you using?
Shock and grasp.
Oh, yeah. But you hit anyway.
Yeah, but it was just in case I got an at 20, which I didn't. Okay. Cedric then is going to attempt to hit it at advantage. It definitely hits. I mean, whatever, 15. Yeah,
Yeah,
19.
that hits.
Fine. And that's going to be. Oh god, that's rubbish. Absolutely shite. That is 3 damage.
3 damage. It's looking messed up. As Cedric just clamps
this will be
onto one of
lucky.
its legs as it just judders, being shocked. It is now. There we go.
I don't
The
like it.
imp's turn. As you come back to the top of the round, though, you do start to hear the splintering of wood and a kind of wet hiss from below you.
Oh no.
In a couple of different places. You also hear a kind of sound
Oh no.
surrounding the ship. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's see if there's more of these guys coming.
Oh, I don't think it's them. I think it's something bigger and nastier.
Not something else that's coming.
No. Dice might die, just an FYI.
Alright.
Okay. It is the imp's go.
Yeah, I imagine it probably is. I don't know. Nothing. Yeah, the imp will fly down behind the other one and, like, you know, the one opposite dice.
Okay.
And
Everyone's
give,
back now, I think.
give another help action. It's just gonna like wrap its arms and legs around that guy's ankle
Okay.
and just hang on there.
Cool.
Again, just to piss it off and distract it.
Cool. Okay.
What does help do?
It just gives you advantage if you make an attack against him.
Before Ariana gets to make her turn, the doors of the ship crash. The doors of the captain's cabin crash open, And he rushes out.
I'll try it.
I'll tell you.
We're sinking! We seem to be sinking! You! Horny lass!
Yeah?
Unfurl the banner!
Until the what?
The banner! And as you look, well, actually, make a perception check.
18.
Okay, as you're looking around for, desperately for having no idea what he's talking about, you do notice that just at your feet there is filled that would drop then in front of the sail another large heavy roll of material. It's going to take at least your action and your bonus action to untie the rope around it.
What do you do?
Sorry, Dice, I was gonna heal you, but...
Let's go. I'll probably survive. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
Okay.
Has
yeah.
the guy in the moonbeam hasn't gone yet, has he?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I unfurl it.
Yeah. Okay. Ace, you'll go.
Cool. Ace is going to use... I've forgotten the name of the ready thing I was doing. Misty Step.
Wait,
Okay.
a second. Rich, you
Yeah.
said in the moonbeam hasn't gone yet.
He has. He took damage in his last turn.
Did he? What,
Yes.
when he hit me?
He did.
Yeah.
He didn't when he didn't.
You did.
He didn't. Didn't roll a con save.
No.
And then didn't roll for it.
No. I rolled for when he entered it,
Ah,
as
okay.
in, when it landed on him.
Okay. If you want to, roll damage.
Cool. That is 8 damage.
8 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, and he saves, natural 20, so 4 damage.
Yeah.
Whole 4.
It's chipping away at him.
Hey, it's as much as Cedric did. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And,
So with 30 feet of movement, I can get to Dice, right?
yes.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to Misty Step next to her.
Okay.
Where, there?
I was going to go behind her so that I'm not, flanked. But...
What, there?
You would be flanked.
You wouldn't be flanked there?
But okay, that's fine. As long as I'm not flanked.
No, because you're between Ripley.
Yeah. Cool. So that's all of my second level spell slots now. And... Yeah, I can't use Cure Wounds as a bonus action, can I? No, that's a full action. Never mind.
Healing word. Oh.
I don't have Healing Word, I don't think. I've got Healing Pool.
Yeah, you've got your lay on hands, mate. Can you use that?
Lay on Hands? Yeah.
Used it in the last fight, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a one-use thing.
You've
No,
got
no,
a
okay.
pool of
In
points.
it.
Lay on
Yeah,
Hands.
if you have
pool.
any of your
Yeah.
pool left.
So I'll do that then with
How much of the
Yeah,
pool
so
do
that's-
you have left?
that's up to 25 it says, and I used the full 25 last time, so
Oh, so you
So
don't.
you don't have any.
no, yeah, so there's nothing in that.
Okay, so you can't do it.
Okay, cool. So instead of that, then I will shield barge the chap nearest to me.
Okay, cool.
That seems fair.
That
Yeah.
whole action would apply to this, presumably.
Yes, it would. So read the shield bash thing for me.
Sorry, just bringing it up now because I had a different one up. There we are. So it says if you take an attack action on your turn, you can use a bonus action to shove a creature within 5 feet. But would Misty Step count because I've taken an action?
Misty Step is a bonus action, isn't it?
No, it was a full action, I think.
Greg?
Misty Step's a bonus action.
All right, cool. In that case, then I will use Cure Wounds on Dice.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks.
Okay, one sec. Don't thank me yet until
Can't
I've
use
got the
Cure
roll.
Wounds 'cause a second spell in the same round, isn't it?
Yeah, so you'd have to do the shield bash or just hit the thing with your sword.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just hit it.
Okay.
I'll roll to hit. That is. Sorry, just double checking. That is 17 to hit.
17 hits, roll for damage.
Yeah. Cool. That's a D10. Just trying to find a flat surface, which is quite hard on a bed.
Pretty sure my dice tray isn't flat. I just take whatever it rolls to as the number.
That's 8 damage.
8 damage. Cool. Okay. As you slash at it, the force of your blow sends it back over the side of the ship.
Okay.
That's what we like.
And cool. It is Sepsis' go.
Hey, does that one at the other end of the ship have a spear?
The one who's on the ship right now?
Yeah, the one at the...
No, the spear is currently sticking out of your side.
Well, that wasn't the same one.
Yeah, it was the one on the prow of the ship, not the one underneath you.
Yeah. Oh, it was the one on the prow that threw the spear at me.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent news.
This one. This one threw the spear at you.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
That motherfucker. Oh, I understand now why I didn't have cover.
I do too.
They both hit.
Cool. Okay. Roll for damage.
Look, it can get confusing from here. We're trying.
Yeah. Especially because my screen keeps fucking up.
So.
I've witnessed it. It is going a bit funny sometimes.
8 damage to that motherfucker over
In
there.
total, yeah?
No, I just told you part of it. I'm going to tell you the rest later.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. And it is their go. So the one standing in the moonbeam.
Yeah. Have to make a Constitution saving
That's
throw.
an 11.
Oh, it fails. So it takes full damage. Oof, and that was a good one as well. I rolled a 9 and an 8.
Yeah. Again, this one roasts alive in divine radiant energy and burns up on the deck.
Yeah.
The other one.
Is that the sound that Ace makes when they cast spells through the
What?
grace and majesty of their god?
It does. Yeah.
This one
It is.
is going
Ace
to
is a 15-year-old. Like.
to attack Ace. It's going to rush forward.
Gonna rush Limbar.
5 feet of Cedric. Oh no, it's really not. Carry on.
Hang on. Right. Sorry, this one is going to attempt to attack Ace. So it's going to rush forward and make a claw and bite attack against her.
Then.
The claw is going to be a 12.
Miss.
The bite is going to be a 20. Dirty 20.
Oh, just hits. We don't like a dirty 20. But yeah, it hits me.
And it clamps onto your neck and does 5 points of piercing damage as it jumps at you.
Oof.
Okay.
It's getting spicy.
Dice, your go.
Okay.
Did not consent to that.
I am going to
Alright, Ezra Milner.
reach forward to the one in front. No, first of all, I'm going to take Cedric's action before mine.
Yeah.
I'm going to move Cedric round to behind it. Would it count as flanking? Oh yeah, because it'd be flanking with Ace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would count as flanking for Cedric, not for me. He's gone.
Disappeared.
I mean, it's still handy, but...
Okay.
So, just to check, that's flanking for Cedric, but not for me, correct?
No, it's flanking for you as well.
Cool. Cedric's going to try... Well, I think we can probably all guess what Cedric's going to do.
Licking him.
Rendered powered force.
He's going to lick him.
He's going to lick him.
Piss on him.
I don't think he can piss. Maybe oil. 20 to hit.
A 20 hits. Roll for damage.
Okay, that's just going to be 6 damage from Cedric.
Okay.
Why would he have brakes? He doesn't have wheels.
Okay, I'm going to reach out with my hands.
Legs? He's got legs.
My hand's covered in like inked on symbols that are crackling with electricity, and I'm going to try and shock and grasp it.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, that's going to be a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Yeah.
Roll for damage.
Again, if it hadn't hit, I'd have been upset. That's going to be 9 damage on that one.
9 damage. And again, this one just collapses at your feet in electrified spasms.
Good. Yeah.
As the others begin to move towards the ship, the captain calls out, "Everyone hold on to something!"
Oh,
Okay.
good.
I just lie down on the
I
deck.
carry on holding on to the mast that I'm on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
When I say lie down, I crouch down on the deck and hold on to like something.
Okay. So, you attempt to hold on to something. Everyone roll me an athletics check.
That's a laugh.
Do I have to?
Mm-hmm.
That's not. I'll try again. Okay.
With advantage.
10.
I don't know if I need advantage because I rolled like a 24, but
Sorry, with advantage.
Yeah.
yeah, with advantage it would have been like 28.
Yeah, my advantage was not better. I got 10.
I got 11.
Woo.
And Oriana?
17.
Okay. You all find easily a grasp on something. Cedric just kind of crunches his feet into the deck and holds on.
Ace is just using core strength.
The imp just kind of grabs onto dice, and there is an incredible rushing of wind, almost as if the ship is moving forward with incredible speed. But everything goes dark. You still feel the wood in your hands, beneath your feet, but you do not feel the rocking of water anymore. And suddenly,
I'm not how I used to be.
it is bright day. There is no fog. There is still the sound of hissing water slowly beneath you, but it is bright day. There is no fog, and you are still on the ship, on the water. And the captain collapses to the ground. Oriana, you see the unfilled banner below you is a large, it's a black banner. It's glowing with magical energy, but the magical energy then winks out and the banner unties itself and slowly sinks towards the deck of the ship.
Can I do a Arcana check on the banner? On what I think just happened?
Yeah. The captain walks forward with you and pulls the banner into his arms and he goes, "This was so bloody expensive."
What was that?
I rolled a 17.
That was me saving your lives, that's what that was.
How?
There is an incredible amount of magical energy infusing this banner. It is dormant for now or used up, but you can feel it even now, ever so slowly, kind of recharging, but it's going to take a long time.
Okay.
It sounds like it's going to get better though. The banner will recharge.
Yeah, in like 2 weeks.
Oh, charge is
He's
Just
gone
plunged
blue
into
and decided
darkness.
to turn the light out.
It'll get better in like 2 weeks.
Yes, but isn't that better than, dying at the hand of the gribbly things?
So if I have a job in the next 2 weeks and I get pulled over by the authorities who try and board my ship and I need to use this to get away, you're going to pay for all those goods that they confiscate off me, are you?
Mate, with the best will in the world, we had nothing to do with that attack, and you know it.
And maybe don't carry any contraband for the next 2 weeks.
What? Just carry like normal stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, just trade.
Those jobs don't pay.
It's
pay enough
only
to get
2
by.
weeks.
Right. Anyway, we're about 3 miles further on than where we were, give or take.
What were those things?
I don't know. The stories from when that town appears, they're just there sometimes.
Okay.
Have I ever heard of anything like them?
Roll a nature check.
Okay.
Anyone want to roll a nature check?
Oh,
I
nice.
mean, I can, but I'm not going to do very well on it.
Right, try roll the 20.
I rolled a 4.
20.
Ariana?
I rolled 12.
Okay. You've heard of many. Dice has heard of many denizens of the deep. Not in anything more than story or legend, though.
Okay.
And these sound, from what you can remember from the stories you used to hear as a child, not from school, but fairy tales and things that were designed to give children nightmares and make them behave. This sounds like it could be a merrow or a sowing.
A merrow or a salmon?
Sowing.
Gotta watch those salmon, man.
I
I
don't know.
love that you're in the same house.
Yes, we're in quite different rooms. Right, merrows or salmon, fine.
Sowing.
Yeah, that word is not translating through the camera particularly well.
Sowing.
Sowing. Yeah, that's not a word I've ever heard before.
No, me either.
I think they were perhaps merrows.
I've heard of merrows, because merrows are in Empire.
Sort of angry deep sea creatures. But I don't have. Would I know anything about them having magic to summon cities in fog? Because I did an Arcana check on that before.
No.
No, but I've never heard of them doing anything like that.
They're just the evil version of merfolk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're like perverted tritons.
How long until we get... I'm gonna come down from the mast now. How long until we get to Cardid now?
I can't take you into Cardid. By the time we get there, it's going to sink. But if Cardid is just around that hill there, the bay. But I need to pull in here to where I normally stop in this little cove to make repairs. You can either walk around the bay or make your way into the city through the wall by foot.
Absolutely fine. Can I ask though, how good are your fixing skills on the boat? Because perhaps I could help before we leave.
Well,
Say thank you.
it's gonna take me a while. I'll be here for the next couple of days.
All right. I don't know if I can spare the time. I would like to help, but
Are you good with carpentry?
carpentry is not necessarily my strong suit anyway. I could probably make your boat's clockwork, but I'm not sure that would help you much.
Well, my cousin's got a clockwork boat.
What's your cousin's name? Nothing.
Probably something like nuts and bolts.
Yes.
Should we get a move on?
I
Well-
don't think we can go any faster, Ori. We're on a boat.
Let me just pull it into the bay here. And it takes him a while as the sail has been slightly damaged. But it does slowly but surely pull into the cove. And as the boat pulls up, I'd like to say it's been a pleasure doing business with you, and the next time you come by this way, remember to call on me for your next trip. But what I'll say instead is, off you fuck.
Yeah, feelings mutual.
Goodbye. Get off my boat.
Hi.
Get off.
Right.
No, get off.
I get off.
How bad are you looking, Dice?
I'll live. I'll be
Are
okay.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm on 30.
You don't want any cure wounds?
No, just in case something else nasty happens, I'll carry on.
Okay.
Shall we
And as-
rest before making our way on foot, or
As you walk away from the boat, you hear him loudly say, "Where is my grog?" And he goes into his cabin.
oh
no!
we know nothing about this.
That boat is going to still be there if we ever come back.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Again, we don't know how snake venom reacts to hard alcohol, and we don't know anything about the poisoning in the first place, so I know nothing.
Yep.
La, la, la.
Do you guys want to rest, or should we just make our way?
Perhaps if we get out of sight into the trees, we could take a short
Yeah.
rest, maybe? I would like to discuss where exactly we're going and where we're aiming for over the next couple of weeks to make sure we are on a path and a plan.
Yeah. What time of day is it?
It's about... well, actually, you look at your watch. It's 3 in the afternoon.
Early afternoon. If we take a short rest, but we need to find some way that we can rest for the night.
There is a cave
Exhausted.
on the beach that he's pulled up near. There is a cave in a cliff face about 20 feet away from you, and the cave does seem to go deep into the cliff.
Is it actually on the beach? Because I'm very wary of tides.
It's raised from the beach.
Okay.
There's no tide marks on the outside of the cave.
Perhaps in there
Okay.
seems like a good place to be for the evening, and then we can tackle Kedith tomorrow. I know it's only sort of 3 o'clock, as you said, but
We could do with the rest.
I'd happily take a long rest right now.
All right, let's get an early night, take a rest, discuss our plans for where exactly we're going to or where we're trying to get to, and then go from there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Just
I,
take the pairs in
I'll
the
start looking for some wood to make a little fire at the mouth of the cave.
Okay.
Looking for rabbits.
Cool. Make a survival check for me, Rory.
Fucking rabbits won't defeat me this time, little bastard.
17.
17. You very easily find a lot of dry driftwood that has been kind of washed ashore but then pulled higher up to dry out in the sun. And you do see then when you get back into the cave sand that has been kicked over a fire pit that's been used again and again and again many times. Further into the cave, as you explore it slightly, you do see chests. They're all open, they're all currently empty at this point, but you can imagine how this would be used as a smuggler's kind of cave, often visited by the people buying the goods that other smugglers would bring and leave here. You get a fire going, it burns with blue and green flame from the salt, and it's quite pretty as you take your rest. And when we come back from break, I will let you know whether it's a successful long one or not. So, yes. Yeah, so we're just going to go in our break now. Thank you very much for bearing with us through the through the technical difficulties that we had previously. But yes, we're just going to go for a break now, make a cuppa. We will be back in about 15-20 minutes. Thanks, guys. Hello and welcome back to what would have been the second half, but is now technically kind of part 3 in the third period of Chronicles of Nidum, episode 18. We will get to the end of it eventually. But yes, is everyone ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a little bit of catch up for Sepsis. You have pulled into a smuggler's cove. As you were kicked off the boat, you all heard the gnome quite loudly say he was going into his cabin for some grog.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You have found the cave. Oriana has found firewood.
It's literally by the boat, isn't it?
Huh?
We haven't gone far from the boat, have we?
No, you're about 50 feet away, but about like 15 feet up as well. So it's quite a steep beach. Dice, roll me a survival check.
All right. Okay, that is going to be 21.
21. You do quite easily find some tracks. There are not rabbits, but a couple of hares that have a warren nearby.
I would like to go and hunt them down. I assume as it's afternoon, as long as I'm quiet, there's a chance I'll catch them in the field. So I'll try and approach quietly.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
End of the road.
I'm on it. Nice. Okay. For once, I don't suck. 20.
20. You do creep up on a couple of hares. They are completely oblivious to you. So
I'd like to pull off 2 attacks as quickly as I can to try and hit both.
roll with advantage, a surprise attack.
Advantage on both attacks?
Yeah.
They're in the same action, so the first one is going to be a 20 to hit.
Hits.
I mean, it's a rabbit. I'm not going to roll damage for it.
I would like you to.
All right, that's confusing. The second one.
How mushed is the rabbit?
The second one is whatever 17 plus 8 is, because I'm having a brain fart, 25. Right, the first attack, the damage is 8 damage.
Give me a second. I want to find.
You want to ride your bicycle?
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. Okay.
I see it all.
You
I want
quite
to ride it
easily
where I
take both hairs in your crosshairs down. You have 2 hairs. 3 other hairs bound off into the distance. You didn't notice before, but
That's fine. I only needed a couple. I'll pick them up, take them back, and beginning them for dinner.
okay.
Yeah. I will help you prep them for dinner.
Oriana is stoking the fire. Sepsis.
Yes.
What are you doing?
You said soaking the fire?
Just chilling.
Stoking.
Chilling?
Just chilling.
Just chilling, like a villain.
Straight up chilling.
Sitting in the cave by the fire.
Yeah, I'm in the cave.
Okay.
Door open and the dog's outside. Carry on, everyone. I'm going to go stop my.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second.
I like that he's just holding Haiti.
He's my favourite.
You take a long rest.
Oh, thank fuck.
Yeah.
Successfully?
That's what we like to hear.
You successfully managed to take a long rest.
Cool.
That is my long rest button gone. There it is.
Were you rolling encounter checks or were you rolling constitution saving throws?
Encounter checks.
Okay.
I've done the con save.
Ooh,
Yeah.
look at me. I've got.
Sure, we'll find out for the boat still. The boat was going to take a couple of weeks to fix anyway. Couple of days to fix.
Yeah.
Roll a perception check, Sepsis.
Me?
Yeah.
Alright. Ooh, 16.
Hey!
It is a very easy long rest. Very quiet, peaceful. The birds are singing. The waves are lapping against the sand. Your long rest is not once for the full 6 to 8 hours disturbed by the hammering of wind.
Can I
We
roll
just sleep heavy.
as well?
Hmm?
Can I roll a perception check on that as well? Because I was concerned about the guy fixing his boat. I wanted to check in with him. I laid groundwork for this and everything.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Thank you. Do. Oh, nice. Okay. 20.
20?
Yeah.
You don't hear anything?
Fine.
You
Okay.
perceive that you don't hear anything.
Yeah, I know. First thing in the morning.
Is it morning now?
No.
Oh no, it's
You
like
started,
very-
yeah, it's
It's
like,
nighttime.
it's about,
midnight.
no, you started long resting at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like 9 o'clock now.
It's
Oh,
bedtime.
okay.
Pick up some of the cooked hare, and I'm just going to go down to the boat and knock on the door.
Such a fucking busybody.
Okay.
Some dinner. The guy gave us a lift.
You are doing it for one reason.
When you get back down to shore, the boat has moved further away from shore. It's sitting
Okay.
slightly lower in the water, but it is resting on the sandy, like a sandbar beneath it. The anchor is down. It is not moving, but you are going to have to wade or swim to the boat.
There's no point getting wet for it, Millie. The bastard's probably drunk out of his mind. I meant to say Dice, not Millie.
I'll happily wade across with the food. I feel guilty
Yes.
for this guy.
This is metagaming of the highest order.
Okay. The tide is strong.
We spent the night.
It's
drinking
coming
the
in.
sun.
The waves are heavy. I need you to make me an athletics check to get to the boat.
You're gonna get swept out to sea trying to prove me a murderer.
Just drown.
17.
17. You make not wonderful, but you make progress towards the boat. You swim about 15 feet out. Make me another one.
Wait, hang on. How many feet out is it?
About 40 feet.
Oh, yeah, no, I wouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. When you said it had drifted out a bit, I thought you meant like a little bit away from the shore resting on a sandbar, not 40 feet out into the water. That's nuts. Nobody's going to paddle that.
Yeah.
No.
To give someone some rabbit.
I look at it, I go, there's hair on the shore for you. Just put down the hair.
Oriana is like stood watching Dice think about this, smoking a pipe. Like, is she really gonna? No, she wouldn't. Is she thinking about?
As you are now standing on shore,
Yeah.
you see off to your left a bright flash of light,
Can I
and then
see
it's
it?
gone. And then you see it again, and then it's gone.
Still a lighthouse.
It's called a fucking
And then you
lighthouse.
see it again.
Now you see it, and now you don't, and now you see it.
As you try and perceive where the light is coming from, it just seems to light up the water a little bit off in the distance, because it is quite dark now. It's easy to tell. But there is a hill blocking the source of the light.
To be honest, it does sound like a lighthouse. Hey, Sepsis,
Yeah.
there's a flashing light over there. Do you reckon your imp might be nice enough to go and take a quick look and make sure it's not a threat of any kind?
I mean, it looks like a lighthouse to me.
He's not a scout.
Alright. Was just asking.
Is to the left around to where the bay was?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a gold on it being a lighthouse.
Well, the lighthouse for Kidith.
Roll a
Yeah,
perception
the
check.
bay.
Which of us?
Any of you now looking out to sea?
Ah, 5, so no.
Oh, natural 20, so 23.
Okay. With the tide coming in, you don't know much about the way that seaports work. But with the tide now coming in, you do see in the flashes of light far off in the distance quite a few much larger ships than the one you've just been on, making their way out of sight further left, around the side of the hill.
Wait.
The lighthouse, and they're probably heading into dock with the tide coming in.
So we just come sailing in on Christmas Day.
I'll be honest, sorry, I don't know a great deal about sailing, what with growing up in a village nowhere near the sea, but you're probably right.
I mean, it just seems like common sense.
Depends
Big ship, you'd need a high tide because you'd need more water.
Yeah, I've not spent a lot of time looking into sailing at all.
Neither have I. You just
Or just like sailors.
yeah.
She hasn't spent a lot of time looking into sailing, but she spends a lot of time at the dock for some reason.
I'm
Standing
making money move.
breasting boobily about. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, no, I haven't studied sailing either, but it makes sense, right? And then you tide, the higher water, that means bigger ships can get in.
I literally never even read about lighthouses particularly, but I know the general concept.
The book
Again,
lighthouses have got nothing to do with sailing.
So what you want to do?
Go to sleep?
We've been asleep.
No.
Yeah, we've had a long rest.
You've been resting and dozing on and off for the last few hours, recovering from your wounds.
So we count as having a long rest, do we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were getting the dog in, sorry.
A long rest doesn't have to be sleep.
No, but I
I
thought
mean,
it
we
was like,
could stay here for the night, or we could start making our way towards the bay.
like 8.
Yeah, 6 to 8 hours of inaction.
I suppose if we travel by night.
Would that make you feel better?
It's not a terrible idea in general.
It's just that we're trying to be. Is that
Yeah.
very good? I cast this guy's self and I become a short version of Ariana. And I just jiggle my boobs about with my hands. Oh, I'm Ariana, this is what I do.
Also a good impression, it has to be said, Ori.
Huh?
What? I said also a good impression.
Yeah. And I didn't use a spell for mine.
It's quite easy to impersonate. Look, and I put my hood up and go, meh.
Something dark side.
I'm deeply offended.
You have to admit, you're a little more covered than most people go about, huh?
I get cold.
I don't...
Ace is just in the corner, like, sort of trying to stifle laughs. Because they don't want to be mean to Sepsis.
Just before we leave, I want to spend sort of half an hour making sure Sepsis... no. What is wrong with me? Cedric is fully repaired. I can't repair Sepsis. He's
Making sure sepsis doesn't kill anyone.
I mean,
No one can repair Sepsis.
Before we go, I want to spend half an hour metagaming. See if I can accidentally discover. Letting it go.
No, I literally just...
oh my god, my leg.
Find a way out to get you without metagaming.
Okay.
Keep in mind, Greg, that you can't accuse us of metagaming every time we try and do something in character that might catch you out. That's not really fair. I stopped.
I mean, it depends. The question is, and like I am mostly joking because I don't really mind. But the question is whether you would have had the idea to take Rabbit down to a random guy who hasn't been.
Because Dice did ask, do you want help with the repairs?
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, no, not if you're not any good with carpentry. But it does make sense for Dice to go back after resting to try and give a hand.
Fine.
Yeah.
And to take him some food after helping us.
Okay. I was pooping during that exchange.
Also, keep in mind, I've seen that guy's room. It's only got one half-rotten dead fish in it. The guy needed food.
He also didn't help us. As far as you know, he got paid.
Yeah, but
he did not. But
he got us out of a fix.
Yeah.
Anyway, are we going
yeah, you took
to
the
stay
money.
now, or are we going to stay here for the night and go in the morning?
I think we move at night. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think since we don't really know what's ahead of us, it's better to go with some cover.
I will warn you that neither myself nor Ace has any kind of dark vision anymore, though.
No.
I mean, what kind of... Is it a clear night?
Yeah, how cloudy is it?
There's not a cloud in the sky.
All right, what phase of moon are we in?
Yeah, that was the moon phase, Bri.
It's half moon.
Total eclipse.
So, like, are we talking dim light then?
It's enough light to see by.
Okay. Well, much like going for a walk in the woods at night would, yeah, I guess. Fine. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can get into Cadiz. Why are we going to Cadiz? Where are we going after this?
We're trying to...
make money so we can go to the continent.
Yes.
Cadiz is a good place to get passage from, I suppose, as long as they are hot on our trail at the moment. I'm worried about being this close.
Well, when we get closer, maybe we can put on disguises.
I was just thinking maybe it's worth skipping Cadiz entirely and heading into Albion. Doubling back and moving around in the woods rather than going back into civilization.
I mean, we don't even know how long it would take to get there,
We don't have...
especially by foot.
We don't have enough money for the passage to the continent, even if we got there.
No, to Albion,
Yes, but...
not the continent.
Yes, but we still need to make money along the way, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
but we have to work our way south while we are in Albion to get towards where the boats go across to the continent. We were told it's
True.
not the South Port. So rather than staying in... Where the hell are we?
We're like
Kimria.
just outside of Cody.
We're just outside Cardiff.
No, rather than staying in Kimria, perhaps it is worth going into Albion, where perhaps the heat will be a little bit less intense.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Our trail will be a little more difficult to follow if there isn't another city where we've told 40 or 50 people exactly what we're up to.
Well, exactly. We've told people... We've told enough people where we're going that it would be very easy, I think, to follow us.
And most people we've spoken to, I've told we're going north.
True.
But,
Right.
I mean, I'm certainly not against anything that puts more distance between us and our pursuers.
I'm just wondering how we're going to get there, because we don't even know what direction we're supposed to be heading in, really, and...
I do have a map of Kimria. I have a map of this area. I can see which direction we would need to go to get towards Albion. Here's a suggestion, then. We go into Cadiz, we try and make some money there. If we have the same problem again, where we are caught very quickly and recognised, then maybe it's time to move on before it becomes an issue, and we go straight down towards Albion, away from where anyone thinks we're going.
Perhaps Cadiz, from the sounds of things, is a slightly larger city. Perhaps it will be more easy to be inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Hope.
Especially if we arrive by foot and stay in perhaps some of the less policed areas.
Maybe... Oh, by now, have I attuned to my green cloak?
Yes. Yes, you have.
Have I got it?
It should be in your inventory. Give me a second.
Oh, yeah.
What's the cloak, Charlie?
It
Green.
was the one that she got gifted.
No, I know that. But
It's a cloak of elven kind.
Nice.
Do you want to read out the description?
While you wear this cloak with its hood up, wisdom, perception checks made to see you have... checks made to see you have disadvantage.
To see you.
Right. Made to see... Right, that makes more sense. You have disadvantage. You have advantage on dexterity checks made to hide on as the cloak's colour shifts to camouflage you. Pulling the hood down... I hate being made to read out loud. The hood up or down requires an action.
Basically double advantage on perception. On stealth, isn't it? Because not only do you have advantage on stealth, but also the people trying to find you have disadvantage trying to see you.
yeah.
It's pretty great.
Thanks. I'd keep that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
would
pulling the
also,
hood up and keeping the hood up.
Okay.
I would also keep the hood up, but I have a bias.
Okay. Which way do you want to go then? Do you want to walk further inland, or do you want to try and walk around the cove?
Inland, surely.
Okay.
No sense getting caught by tides or anything else.
Okay. It's a steep hill that you try to climb.
I thought we were going to head to the bay.
Yeah, we are, but we've either got to go around inland or around the water side.
Oh, yeah, go around inland, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try it. Well, I suppose we're going to have to try to climb it if we want to.
Let's give it a go. What's the worst that can happen?
It's not a climb that requires a check. It's just very steep.
Oh,
And you grab onto a lot of roots and rocks as you go, but you eventually make your way and crest the hill. As you do so, you are practically dumbfounded by what you see. There are seemingly as many lights stretching out in front of you as there are stars in the sky above.
Oh, wow.
big city. You're right. Easy place to get lost. Huh?
This is at least 20 times the size of Nidum. 5 times the size of Tau. It's the largest city you've ever seen, and even in just the torchlight from the windows of these buildings, you can. It's so bright. They're so numerous that you can make out the streets. The streets below, off in the distance, are lit as if it is daytime, and you can see the long curving pier in front of you, off in the distance, maybe a mile away. The closer to you, the less there are lights. However, you can see what look like farms, what looks like a shantytown, what looks like then a high wall. There's a dark ring that separates all of the lesser and more dispersed lights outside from the huge condensed glow inside. You can also see a long winding string of lights that goes off to your left into the darkness of the forest, winding through the farms, through the shanty town, towards the dark ring or the wall of the city. And that is moving. It is a moving line or snake of lights.
Wow. That's
Huge.
so weird.
Interesting.
Perhaps when we head into this town, it might be better to, instead of going into the city proper, perhaps we can find a slum to stay in.
We don't have to be human for that.
Well, those of us who aren't human have means of disguise, I believe.
It will be hard to get work from within the slums.
And we need to get work. We can't do that as humans.
If that is the goal, you would need to remain yourselves or similar, perhaps.
I suppose.
But we don't go looking for sheriffs, things like that. Find locals that need work.
Perhaps local business.
Things like shops, smiths,
Yeah.
anything like that.
It depends what kind of work they require. I mean, how many people have need of adventurers? Perhaps there's a notice board somewhere where we can apply for work once we get close.
Even if it's just moving stuff.
Yeah. Simple work for a while, but I doubt it will go that way. But we can try.
There's no harm in trying.
I suggest we make our way down and we walk in and we look for perhaps a gathering place or something like that where either myself and Ace or yourselves can find more information on possible jobs.
Yes. Usually that involves working with authority figures, and that seems to get us burned every time.
But the other options are we are not really skilled for anything else.
Well,
I can smith and do some leather work, but
this
lift.
isn't necessarily something that I have
I can do fortunes.
experience with, but my understanding is that in a city
there is often an underground element. Perhaps we would be fugitives that we are. Perhaps, although I'm sure we were all reluctant to associate ourselves with criminals. We're all seeking out that.
Actually, Sepsis, that doesn't bother me at all.
Can Sepsis please do a deception roll on
You can do an insight roll on that.
I could do an insight roll. I don't have any reason to do an insight roll on that with Sepsis.
No.
That's the thing.
I think.
I think you could justify doing an insight roll because, like, if I'm suggesting something, but also saying it's not what I want to do.
I genuinely think, though, that you guys have done so many insight rolls on Sepsis.
Oh, I'm losing sound a little bit.
I genuinely
repeat
think
what you just said?
that you've done so many insight rolls on Sepsis that you kind of trust him now.
I've had.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't think.
Yeah, Mills had a couple of one success, but it was recent.
Yeah.
So I think Mills could probably, but Ace definitely trusts Sepsis enough.
I actually
I
assume.
don't trust Sepsis. Orion just doesn't care anymore.
I actually just assume that Sepsis feels similar to me on this, in that acting for the criminal element does not particularly bother me and may actually make sense in this instance. I think you're right.
I'm looking particularly at Ace to try and gauge their response to this.
Okay.
Oh, I'm losing signal, guys.
Did you make...
So try and jump
I don't know
out,
if
jump
you
back
can hear
in.
me, but I've lost all sound.
Yeah, but it's more about like whether Ace would be comfortable working for the criminal element.
They've lost sound.
Okay. Can't message her.
Leave and come back.
They can't hear.
No, I'm messaging now.
Okay.
I think everyone's messaging.
Okay. So, how do you want to approach the city?
I guess I will make sure my collar is on, and I will walk behind Oriana as a sort of human bodyguard.
Can I make a suggestion?
What?
What if Oriana and I headed into the city and you and Ace camped here outside the walls, and if we're able to find something, well, whether we're able to find something or not, we can come and get you. But it might be easier if we're going to try and contact the shadier elements. It might be easier to move in that world if we're less conspicuous.
It might be easier with a human along. Some of the criminals are likely to be human. And more inclined to deal with me, perhaps, than you.
I don't know. A lot of the humans we've met have been very, very downtrodden. I don't know how much time or energy they have for masterminding.
You're both able, I suppose, in keeping up the disguise.
Ace can. Mine only lasts for an hour, but having one slave and one extra dwarf along, for example, is not quite such a big deal. I would rather not get separated in case there is an attack of some kind outside the city.
They come with us.
Okay.
I would have concerns about...
Change my race or just wear the cloak?
I leave it up to your judgment, but the less like our party we look, the better, I think.
For an hour, I will change myself into a pretty half-orc woman.
Okay.
A short half-orc, to be sure, but a half-orc.
Okay.
I will. I think I'll go goblin.
I'm gonna go elf.
Ooh, risky.
Elf.
Hmm.
We're looking for criminals. You're gonna look like a. You're
Well,
gonna
I
go
can't
around
think of
looking like
anything
a
else
guard.
on the right. Well, no, because I'm in a cloak.
A half-orc. Half-orc.
Dodgy elves.
You can't think of anything.
Taller than myself.
size as well.
Yeah.
I'm a foot taller.
Tall.
Okay.
You could be a triton. You could be
I suppose it could be a half orc.
Oh,
Yeah, like we can be siblings or something.
you're quite tall, aren't you?
6 foot.
Yeah, you could easily be a half. You
Okay.
could be a foot taller than you. You could be a half orc. You could be a Goliath.
I'll be a half orc.
Okay.
I am the runt of the family. I am only 6'5" as a half orc.
From this
Two half
distance,
Sorry?
if you are walking into the city, it's going to take you a couple of hours to get there.
It's fine. I can recast this up to 4. I mean, technically, if I use all my spell slots for this, I could recast it another 5 times.
Okay.
So we're the green crew then. We're just going in.
Green skin
Going
crew.
in full green.
What should we set Ace as?
And
Ace can be anything.
Ace is going to be a dwarf.
A dwarf.
The
All right.
green dwarf.
Okay.
Ace's internet is playing up, but they are watching the stream
Okay.
and advising via chat.
Aces. Or M's.
They're both they.
Yeah, I know they're both they. But you said Ace's internet is playing up. I don't think Ace has internet.
Ace has never seen an internet.
Ace is just sat there on their laptop.
It's a Minecraft.
Okay.
Sorry.
But yeah, we're all green and a dwarf.
Are you going to try and make your way as the crow flies? You're going to join the long string of moving lights that seem to be sneaking towards the city? What are you going to do?
What we're going to be looking
You get a
for.
closer look at those lights.
What we're going to be looking for, Bri, is we're going to be trying to find like a more run-down area to enter through. Like, so if there's like a big main gate, that's not the way in we're going to be looking for. We're going to be trying to find, like, you know, where less salubrious people would enter the city.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not going with rich folk this time.
No.
Okay. So you start to make your way towards the city. It takes you about an hour, but you do start to then pass farms. At this
I'm
late.
going to say don't use disguise self yet then, because disguise self only lasts an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I will use it at the point which makes sense.
Yeah.
At this late hour, there is no one in the fields. There are. Yeah, at this late hour, there's no one in the fields. You can see the lights of farm buildings through the windows, and those you do get close to, you notice like large human families living inside tiny houses, getting ready to sleep for the night before the next day of planting or harvest.
There's been a correction. Ace is also a half elf. A half orc.
Half orc, okay.
Very
Yeah.
And as you make your way further, you start to see low, closely built together accommodation. There is it's a shanty town, but it sprawls much further, and actually is much taller than the shanty town you saw in Tau. Some of these ramshackle buildings are 3 to 4 stories tall. There are a few humans standing outside, and as they see you coming, in your normal guise, look at you suspiciously, but with no ill intent. Most of them just turn their eyes away. Some of the children, still awake at this late hour, do kind of look at you very curiously. They haven't been taught yet, or don't remember the lessons of their parents. And the closer you get, the more well-built buildings you see. You seem to be in a warehouse district. These warehouses are lit very little from the outside. There are windows showing that the warehouses are still being used. People are still working inside. There's a lot of light inside. There are guards posted on most of the doors, various races, a lot of humans not in armour, some goblins, orcs, standing outside in full armour, commanding the humans. You see them carrying boxes to and fro. You're still maybe half a mile away from the wall, but you do now start to see it. It's a large, like the lights in the distance that you saw as you were coming down this hill have disappeared. There is now a large kind of circle of darkness in front of you, on the top of it, which, stretching as far now as the eye can see, is a ring of lights, and you can see in the distance very small elven figures with bows walking along the top of this wall. By your estimation, this wall is about 40 feet tall, 40 to 50 feet tall. As you get past the warehouse district, a lot of the buildings are lower, maybe 2-story, but the noise is louder. There are less orcish commands, there is more music, there is more laughter and shouting in various languages, very few of them actually being common. You seem to be in a tavern district. The brew quarter.
I change into a half orc here.
I actually change into a pale imitation of a tiefling, because I speak infernal, so it seems like a good shout for me.
Okay.
Otherwise, I risk turning into something I can't speak the language for, and that'd be really awkward.
Okay.
I speak orc.
I do not.
Okay, I think I'm gonna start keeping my eyes, or I guess we are gonna start keeping our eyes peeled for. I don't know. This isn't something we have any actual experience with.
Perhaps if we ask inside one of the taverns.
I don't think these are people that you can just ask to find.
No.
I think
Maybe if we just find a shady corner to sit in for now.
I'll look for the dodgiest tavern we can find. The one with the fighting and the one that looks run down and shit.
that's what we will. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're looking for
A dodgy-looking tavern.
Yeah, we're looking for a dodgy-looking tavern with dodgy-looking people.
We're looking for a shithole.
Okay.
Like I used to when I was younger.
You find one quite close by. It's made of very dark brick. The curtain, well, it's not, the windows aren't so much curtains, light is coming through, they seem to have been papered over. There is currently, from what you can tell, 2 different songs being played inside the tavern. As if there is a battle of bards going on. Both songs are different but almost kind of complement each other, as if they're bouncing off the other. As you approach, one of the windows is smashed through, and you see a quite stocky but unconscious Durgar land on the floor in front of you. His pale dwarven visage just slack-jawed and unconscious, and you see in the window a half-orc going before he moves away from the broken window.
I think this might be the place.
Yeah, this looks about right.
This is good. I mean, it's not great, but it's good.
Can I, if I may be so bold, would you guys be alright if I did the majority of the talking, at least at first? Only you all have an unfortunate case of honesty.
I think.
How about we all agree now that we won't say anything that's anywhere close to the truth?
I'm not a good liar, Oriana.
I have some small skill.
Can I ask one question before we do this? Does anyone, I believe there is a language that is commonly used amongst thieves or less reputable sorts. Does anyone speak this language?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, the hand thing. No.
No? Alright, well, we're all pretty good with languages. We'll see what we can pick up. Okay, Sepsis, you can do the talking. Go ahead.
Fantastic.
For once, I can walk in with my head held high, so I'm going to get a drink.
So I guess we're going to the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
and
I head to the bar, get a drink, and I find a table that's like in a corner somewhere.
yeah, I'm going to start by approaching someone at the bar. The barkeeper,
Okay.
whatever.
Well, as you walk in, then it's a huge establishment. Even as you walk in on what you think is the ground floor, you see that you are walking in on the kind of first floor. There is a basement below. What you are on is a 20-foot wide, or 20 to 30-foot wide ringing kind of balcony. There is another one above you. The floor below, all of the floors, in fact, are covered in tables, chairs. There is no bar that you can see. However, you do see heavily laden trays, various humans running around, more races than you've ever seen before. On the floor below, in the centre of the ring is a stage, and there are currently what appear to be two bards, one with it looks like a flute, but the sounds coming out of it, he has to have some magic. He is a goblin, and there is another slighter, looks very blue-skinned, no horns to speak of, but when he plays the fiddle in his hands, as his hands kind of slow on some of the notes, you do see that there are fins, small fins, which kind of extend from his wrists. And as you pay closer attention, the bard has gills on his neck. Do you want to try and find a table?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll me an
So we're going
investigation
to
check.
see in a good expanse of the pub.
Roll me an investigation check.
Alright. 13?
14.
Sepsis?
I'm going to the bar. I'm not looking for a table.
You can't see a bar.
There's no bar.
Yeah.
Not one you can see.
Oh, okay.
Where's the Prince Charles?
Why would it be? Do you mean the Prince of Wales?
The Prince of Wales, because the bar is upstairs there.
Yeah.
The bar downstairs in the Prince of Wales as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who goes to that bar?
21.
Okay. You do find one table with three Durgar looking quite sheepish, sitting quite close to the balcony, and they seem to be eyeing a group of half-orcs, one of which is the one you saw through the window. They look to be quite scared of this group of half-orcs that are sitting near them, and they seem to be, or appear to be, finishing up their drinks and paying their bill by placing a few coins on the table. They're about 20 feet away from you.
Well, I guess we'll start making our way over to that table then.
Yeah.
I go, Ori, you're a half-orc. Lead the way.
Yeah, I walk up front with like my arms crossed, just staring at the table.
The Durgar move, as they see you, they move a lot quicker and vacate the table for you.
I sit down and go, there's a sense of power in this, you know.
Yeah.
As you sit, very quickly you hear a voice behind you as you're staring down at the bottom floor. What can I get you then? Come on, quick.
Meat, please.
And you turn and you see a small, there's a small, slight boy, indeterminate age, maybe about, he could be about 12, but there are laughter lines or wrinkles in his eyes that show him as maybe a little bit older. He's only about 5 foot tall, but he's carrying a tray in both hands, both of which are laden with like heavy like tankards full of ale.
Sorry, is he human?
He is human.
I'll take an ale, but we also need some information.
Yeah, grab an ale.
Well, I suppose I can get you an ale. Yes? Nice and simple. How will I remember? Right. I'll be back with your ale and potentially some information, but I will need to see the coin before you leave. 2 seconds. I'll be right with you. and he rushes off back into the thing. You see him lay a tray down on one table, and he pats two of the half-orcs on the back as he does so, and tells a joke. And the orcs, one of them kind of looks at him disgustedly, maybe because he's a human. The other three laugh uproariously as he spends a bit of time patting them on the back before he walks away.
I like this kid.
Yeah.
Beginning to like this place.
He
I'm
has-
going to check whether my purse is there.
Roll me a perception check.
For my own purse?
With advantage.
I should hope so. Yeah, I got a 6, Bri.
With advantage?
Yes, Bri.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll roll it. Do I get advantage on this?
Are you checking for your purse?
No, I'm
I'm
checking.
gonna check for mine.
13.
18.
18. Your purse is still there. He didn't pat or get near enough to any of you. However, Oriana, as you kind of begin to pat around your belt and look around the room just to make sure, you do notice as he passes another table of goblins, he puts a couple of smaller tankards down in front of them, and then seems to kind of accidentally put one down too hard. You see the top half of his body as if he's stumbling, but you see both of his feet are solidly planted on the floor. They don't move. It's a very well acted maneuver.
Clever kid.
And as the tankard hits the table, it seems to, for some reason, even though the tankard is moving forward, it seems to scatter quite a few of the gold coins they're gambling with back into his open pocket.
Astonishing.
And he laughs with them and moves away.
This kid seems like a good place to start, Sepsis.
Yeah. Let's see when he comes back.
Don't scare him off.
It is not a long wait. It is less than 2 minutes before he comes back up with
Watch your faces.
a sizable ale for you, Oriana, and a slightly smaller one for the goblin and the dwarf.
I just want to say I've got. I'm as a goblin still wearing like a reasonably spacious robe.
Mm-hmm.
I have, but like obviously it's only an illusion. I'm actually wearing my big voluminous robes, and I've got a dagger held right where my purse would be, and I've moved my purse elsewhere in my robe.
Okay.
To be fair, to find anything on you would be a challenge.
Especially if you can't see my actual clothes.
Yeah, nightmare.
Thank you. Very prompt service.
That's all right. What information would you like?
We're looking for work, and we're not too keen on having to pay taxes on that work. If you know what I'm sort of saying.
Well, surely you can find all manner of labour in this place.
Yeah,
All the
like,
warehouses, and you see him tap his hand, kind of a rhythm on the table as he's speaking.
labour's not really what we're about. More rough stuff, if you understand.
Adventure?
Yeah.
There's a notice board inside the city limits. You can have a look at that.
Not too keen on the authority types. What take charge of those boards?
Oh. Not part of the guild then, no?
Yeah, Ariana's gonna take.
He stops
his
tapping his hand.
I'm gonna put it over his hand to stop him tapping on the table.
Okay.
And she just goes, "I already know enough languages as it is."
I wouldn't say as we're sort of official, like, no.
What kind of paperwork have you have?
Well, my friend is good with a pen.
Do you have anything that will get you through doors? Get you into places? Get you the kind of jobs that would send you to far-reaching countries and places like that, in which you may be able to take something for someone somewhere without asking too many questions?
sort of thing we might be able to manage, I reckon.
Have you ever made sure someone is no longer burdened by their mortal coil?
A few times.
More than I can count.
A couple of times,
Have you ever, I suppose,
Spilled
relieved...
a drink to steal some coin.
And he stares at you. He's completely stopped short as he stares at you. You've got a good eye.
Yeah, we're what you might call enthusiastic amateurs.
I might know someone who's always ready to take on an apprentice. Have you decided on a place to stay?
Not
No.
yet.
Yet.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out.
Well, this is the Dagger Duke. I don't recommend staying here. There are no rooms, and anyone who stays here does intend to wake up the next morning.
Comfortable.
Thanks for the heads up.
If you've got nowhere to stay, slightly further back past the warehouses, I know a fine and beautiful and wonderful woman who can board those of all races who are down on their luck and need a bed for the night.
That's us, down on our luck we are.
At least
When
then,
when you say all races, you mean all races?
well, there are some who are slightly more pointy-eared and pale than others that don't normally need to frequent my mother's lodgings.
Sounds perfect, thank you. Can you give us exact directions?
Well, my shift is over soon, by which I mean I've earned enough for the night. I can take you if you like.
Aye, but wouldn't mind if you walked a few steps ahead of us.
Absolutely.
What's your name?
Mine?
Yeah.
Clint.
What?
I met someone whose surname is Eastwood.
Clint.
Clint.
Ah. Nice to meet you, Clint.
Like Flint for Cimbrian.
Nice to meet you, Clint.
My name's Ratchet.
Ratchet?
Your name's Ratchet.
Yeah.
I look at
don't-
my name's Hank.
Hank. Clank.
My name's
And, you?
Oh,
Tall,
me?
tall green goddess?
She's a quiet one.
She's
Doesn't talk too much, if you get me.
Well, that's not bloody true, is it?
And the short one?
Well, I am Audrey and this is Sheila.
Sheila. Okay.
The little one, Sheila.
Well,
Just random name.
I just literally can't think of a name. My mind's gone completely blank.
You can call yourself Sheila and we can call A something like Alex, which I think they'd probably prefer.
if you'd like
you
to,
can be Sheila.
if you'd
Fine,
like
I'll be
to,
Sheila.
if you'd like to follow me, then
Ah, Sheila.
Clint, can we finish our ale quickly first? It's been a while since we sat in a tavern.
I suppose.
I down my ale.
I don't touch my ale at all.
I down my ale.
It does not taste good, but it
No.
does taste strong.
Fine.
Roll a constant con save. Both of you.
23. I have rolled nothing below a 16 for ages.
24.
Nice. Okay. Another one of these, and you would be well on your way to pissed. But for now, you're merry, but there's no disadvantage to your current physical state.
How long have we been in the tavern?
Maybe about 15 minutes.
Fine, I've got ages left on the spell then. Well, how long have we been since we cast Disguise Self, since I cast Disguise Self?
About half an hour.
Yeah, same.
Just let me know in about half an hour when I need to refresh it.
Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Like
So-
that.
You make your way out of the tavern, past an angry group of bugbears, but you pay you no mind as you leave. Takes you back past some of the warehouses that you passed earlier, down an alleyway, and then walks to a well in the middle of a clearing, just before the shanty towns, and he turns and sits on the well and waits for you to catch up.
We'll walk on that too.
I'm gonna stay about 15 feet back from him.
Okay.
I catch up to him.
Yeah.
Not very trusting, Ratchet?
I've learned not to be.
Sin?
Some people prefer caution, and others will just stab you in the back if you do something wrong.
I prefer that version. Don't you prefer that version? I prefer that version.
Stabbing? Well, no.
Actually, if you have a choice, I'd rather shoot you from a high vantage point.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And
So-
you hear click, 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 click. And for dice especially, it's a very familiar sound. It is the cocking of a crossbow. And as you look around out of different alleyways and windows, there are about the glint of about 15 to 20 different crossbow bolt heads you see pointed at you.
How many of
That's
you
a boy.
kill?
Pardon?
How many of you would we have to kill?
From the looks of you lot, probably none before we pepper you with bolts.
How many did you say we see?
Maybe about 15 to 20.
Alright, what do you want?
Well, normally I'd say all of your money, but from the story you gave me earlier, I wouldn't say you had much to spare or part with.
So why the ambush?
Well, I'd like to have the truth, please.
I drop my disguised self.
Fuck's sake.
That didn't take very long, did it?
He's here with a human speak.
Um,
And I cannot be traced. You can.
right.
I was
Well,
being
now we're going to find out how fast news travels.
I was being relatively honest, actually. We do need work, and we are trying to avoid the authorities because of some unpleasantness.
I can see. You're, how long have you, and he looks utterly perplexed that there's a human that can do magic and has done magic in front of him. Is this yours? Is this hers?
Yeah. It belongs to me.
It's your magic.
No, the human belongs to me.
The human doesn't belong to you, and I drop disguise self.
We just really enjoy pissing Sepsis off. It's like the most fun thing ever.
I've changed my mind. I want employment, and these can leave. I'm done with these people.
Oh, come on, Ratchet. Don't be such a grump.
I have to advise you against employing these people. They will tell everyone what they're up to immediately.
That's not at all true, but I just don't want filled with crossbow bolts. Stop being a dickhead.
We have more than one card in our deck.
Technically, if I belonged to anyone, I would belong to Ori. I like her
Yeah,
more.
we established that a while ago. But
Yay, our actual names. My favourite.
It's not what I said Ori.
As you're talking, a small boy runs out, and he's carrying two bows, one of which he hands to Clint, and Clint slings it on his back along with a quiver of arrows and thanks the smaller boy, pats him on the head, and he runs off.
that is adorable.
But not before whispering into Clint's ear. And it's now that Clint kind of stands up straight, and he goes from about 5 foot tall to like almost 6 feet. This is a boy who is incredibly flexible and is very adept at disappearing and making himself look smaller and more unassuming than he actually is. And as you look at him now, You can see the muscles kind of rippling in his neck and on his arms. He is probably very adept at using the bow that is now slung across his back.
How old are you, Clint?
Older than my teeth and younger than my eyes.
That's a disturbing thought. Why would your eyes be less old than your teeth?
Yeah, what? Whose eyes do you have?
Right?
My mum says they were given to me by a god, but they don't exist anymore.
It depends on where you're looking.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Where'd you get that collar?
What, the one I'm wearing?
And you realise that now you've dropped disguise self, your collar is fully on show.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, this one. And I just unclip it. And then put it back on. I got it from a very
We
interesting...
found it under a hedge.
A friend.
A friend.
Then obviously you would know your friend's name, as I do.
Malcor.
How is old Papa?
You know Malcor?
I was one of his kids.
Oh my god.
He's doing all right. When we left...
Oh, the last we saw him.
Is it too late to choose the crossbow bolts?
Is there somewhere we could go that's not surrounded by crossbow bolts?
I recast disguise self at this point and make myself back into a tiefling.
I just pull the hood up on my cloak.
He makes a keening sound, like a bird of prey. And
Oh, I think in pain. I was like...
No, you hear all of the crossbow bolts kind of unhook, and all of the glint of the bolts from the windows in the alleyways disappear, and you hear the patter of some tiny feet as others run off. We're alone now.
Thank you.
There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
The last time we saw Malcor wasn't great.
I'm glad you made me send the rest of them away before you gave that news.
Yeah. It would seem that certain people worked out what he was doing.
The sheriff one.
He got the children he had there sent away before anything could happen, but he needed to stay and buy time for them to get away, and for us to get away.
And we don't know what happened after that. We have had no word. Why would we?
There was some news about some explosions going to happen, and as we left, I heard those explosions.
But it doesn't... I look at Ori a bit surprised, actually, because at first she's said of that.
I've not been able to get in contact with him since. I don't have any way, so I don't know.
I might know a way, but it'll take a while.
I'd appreciate it.
I would like to know if he is okay.
He looks at Ori and he kind of... There's a nod of understanding in his eyes as he looks at you. Yeah, I can see why he'd like you.
The boots.
I was a different colour when I met him.
Ori, can you speak Orcish?
Less curses.
Yeah, she can.
Yes, yeah, Orcish.
I asked if you can speak Orcish.
I can speak Orcish.
As he's about to speak again, you hear in very loud, very guttural Orcish, a voice shout from behind, There's a bugger who took my gold! And you turn, you see the 4 half-orcs from the bar rushing down the alleyway towards you. If you still want
Looks like you have an opening after all.
If you still want someone to sleep, you might have to follow me now.
Yeah, let's go.
Quick!
Let's go.
And he takes off down another alleyway that looks like a dead end. There is a 10-foot wall in front of you.
I run after him.
Okay.
Yep.
Sepsis?
Yes, I run after him, but at the same time I'm saying
It might be worth mentioning that, we're not bad in a scrap if you prefer to stand.
It's not worth the hassle.
Dead bodies in this earlier, good idea, said Ratchet. I get your name right.
They're just handcuffs.
As you say this, he bounds off a nearby windowsill and launches himself up to the top of the 10-foot wall, and then quickly scurries over it. And you hear a very soft landing on the other side.
I just look at Ace like, I'm not going to be able to do that.
I cast Spider Climb
On you.
on me.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, great.
Sepsis, hang on a second, and I get to the top and I drop a rope over very quickly because I can move it like normal, faster than normal speed. So I get up to the top and just drop a rope back, and
Start
then drop.
climbing the rope.
I drop down to the side so I can like brace against the wall.
Okay.
I hold my hands up to Ace like Baby Yoda.
Ace is gonna carry you up, okay?
Ace slings you on her back,
Just a boost.
and then just to boost you over.
I'm assuming Ace provides the boost that I need.
Yes, absolutely.
You're muted, Bri.
Oh. Yes, absolutely. She provides the boost you. They provide you boost you need, and you are safely over the wall. Ori.
I climbed the rope up and over.
Okay. Just as you get over, you the orcs reach the bottom of the wall and start to climb the rope behind you.
Oh, I dropped the
Cut
rope.
the rope.
Yeah, cut it.
No, I just let go.
Oh yeah.
One of the orcs who was halfway up the wall tumbles back down onto his fellows, and they are a tangle of limbs and legs. And I'm assuming the boy is about 20 feet off in the alleyway going, "Come on, hurry up."
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna follow him, but first I'm gonna toss down a stinking cloud grenade.
This is what I made them for.
Yep. I was gonna use it on the ship, but then those Gribblies turned out to be little pussies.
They did rather, didn't they?
It's something that Sepsis made.
To be fair, they nearly killed me though, so they weren't that that weak.
I took no
Okay.
damage.
So, you throw down... Sepsis throws down a stinking cloud grenade, and even as you run away and look back over the wall, you hear this burst and hiss of gas. And you can see it. It's a 20-foot sphere. And you can see, even in the lantern light, this horrible, sickly yellow gas. And you hear retching and coughing. You actually hear like 4 voices just start to cough and hack horrendously and just start to vomit continuously everywhere. It does not look like anyone is trying to follow you.
No time to explain, time to run.
Yeah.
For fun, as I'm running along, I run along the wall to my side at a horizontal angle.
Okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
Sorry?
Weird flex, but okay.
Are you kidding? This is great fun.
Clint looks back at you and is like, "Oh, useful. Quick, this way." And he tugs on a sewer grate. But as the sewer grate is pulled up, he drops it back down. You see a section of wall next to him on some of what looks like a large shanty structure just kind of shifts sideways, quite quietly, on oiled wheels.
I go
In
in.
here, quick.
Follow in.
I go in.
Fine.
How big is this space inside? How tall?
It's a low-lit room. It's about 10 foot tall ceilings. It's 20 foot by 20 foot. And as you get in and the door shuts behind you, it does not seem like there are any other doors out.
Okay. So what is this place? And I walk.
Let's go.
Well, the rest of it is shanty. It's accommodation for the slaves who live in the quarter. But where we are going is down. And he hammers on with his fist on one of the bricks next to you, and the entire room starts to descend.
That is neat.
Some James Bond shit up in this piece.
It only descends about 20 feet, you can see then above you the wheels and the rope that it's descending on, and eventually the same door or the same wall you came through opens, and you seem to be in a sewer.
Can I just check? I assume above us now, just the ceiling's getting further and further away, not coming down. Fine. In which case, as it goes, I just want to run up the wall and just look at the mechanisms that are making it drop, like in fascination, before I come back down and go. Because frankly, I've got this for an hour and it's a lot of fun. So why not?
It's a juddering descent, as if it's not a continuous, so it's not automated. And this is evident then when the door slides open and you see that there are two young boys, young teenagers, that are pulling on two ropes and just holding on to it quite tight as the door opens. And as you step off, you're in a sewer. And the only difference between this sewer and the one you've been in before is there is not a speck of grime or dirt on the floor. The smell is completely different. You can smell cooking, baked goods, and there are maybe about 40 to 50 children running around even at this late hour, chasing some small critters, animals, playing games.
Sepsis starts swearing under their breath.
You okay there, Ratchet?
We're not involved. This is a crime. This is another underground humanitarian effort.
There is then a tall...
Pat Sepsis.
This is exactly the opposite of what we were looking for.
And yet...
There is a tall, very slender woman making their way across the room towards you. She's wearing a white porcelain mask that covers her entire face, but you can see her eyes, and they are a vibrant gold.
Is she singing the Phantom of the Opera?
No.
You hear the phantom.
Is this Mother?
Yes, that's Mother. I sent word that we were coming, so it's okay.
Your mother's not human.
I never thought to ask.
She has
Can I-
pretty eyes.
Rich, can I just check one thing?
Yeah.
The note we had from the assassin person, what did it say again?
It's like a month ago.
Sorry.
It was about meeting at the continent.
Yeah, it was if we were ever in Charlem.
It was Shalem, not Tedith. Fine.
Yeah.
As she walks over, she kind of nods. The closer you get, though, the more you realise that her mask is quite large. It's overly large, like her face beneath is huge, and her hands are in like a kind of long ivory kind of cloak. You cannot see any of her features.
I stand upside down on the ceiling and go, hello.
That is very impressive. It is a pleasure to meet Clint's new friends.
Hi,
Huh?
my name's Ratchet.
No, it is not, but well done. A for effort.
Right, well, I mean, I could have at least rolled.
I'm Oriana.
Well, that I think is the truth. What is your name?
Who?
The small bag of...
No.
Sorry,
There are
the goblin.
Oh, goblin.
Goblin.
You could have gone with Boblin, it would have been more believable. But
My parents were unimaginative.
Call them what you like.
You know, we once met a goblin called Boblin.
really?
No, I don't think that was actually his name, but it's what we called him, and it stuck.
It was very disrespectful, possibly racist.
Oh, shush.
My charge here, he tells me you need somewhere to stay.
If you would be so kind.
We are also looking for work of the more hidden.
Clandestine variety.
Of the more what was that? Sorry.
Clandestine variety.
Yes.
So is this a similar setup as Melkor's?
Melkor's is less sophisticated. He tends to take a much more paternal interest in the children. They are softer. This is more of a business.
A guild.
Yes.
The Guild of what? Sorry.
The Guild of the Free.
At which point I do re-drop my disguised self and go back to being human.
You know a little of freedom, I believe.
Generally, freedom is something I'm a big fan of.
Is this organization more of a sort of money-making operation, or is it one of those everyone risks their lives to try and save a few people every now and then kind of thing?
We had some experiences previously.
Again, as I said, Melkor is slightly less sophisticated than ourselves. We are very interested in making the monies.
Oh my god, I'm so glad to hear you say that.
If you prove yourselves useful, we will definitely have some work for you. But must know your skills first. However, I am mother. I look after the youngsters and teach them, keep them safe until they are of age that they can be more useful. You will need to speak to father tomorrow in the city.
Is your name Mother?
No, it is just what they call me.
Well, then you were very polite about my assumed name.
You have pretty eyes.
Thank you. And as she blinks, you notice that her pupils are slitted.
What would you prefer that we call you?
Well, I suppose as you are not well, and she looks at you and just kind of like she's looking slightly in a slightly patronizing fashion, maybe even through a mask. You can tell you're not children anymore. So you do not need the same comfortable familiarity of the name mother that some of my other charges do. And there, you look around and there's children as young as 3 playing on the floor with toys.
I just laugh and go, somewhere I have a mother. I do not need a second, thank you.
Yeah. You can call me Whispers in the Trees when the wind blows.
That's a very long-winded name, but I will give it a go.
I imagine it sounds better in its original tongue.
Yes, but I find most races outside of my own cannot make the pronunciation correctly.
My apologies. Which language is it native to?
Perhaps not one you would ever hear, though. And she takes off her mask. And she is a stunningly bright, vibrant, white, short-haired tabaxi.
Wow, very beautiful.
Thank you.
That explains the name.
It does, rather.
You may call me Whispers.
Whispers.
It's a fantastic name. I like that a lot.
You must meet Father tomorrow. He will test your abilities, and if you do well, perhaps more jobs will come.
I want to warn you
Yes?
that we have been followed previously. I do not wish to bring danger to you. I do not believe we are followed here, but it is...
We're wanted.
Yeah, very well.
Seth just sits down cross-legged on the floor.
I
Again,
might have pissed off the Inquisitor.
And the Inquisitor? Which one? There are many.
Set fire to me.
The one in Portal.
There should not be a good Inquisitor in Portal, but I heard one was traveling west recently.
Yeah. I basically refused to be his trophy wife. And then I slept with the Overseer's wife.
Doubly good for you. Did she enjoy it?
She seemed to.
Well, look, Clint, and he's over like he's got 2 kids on his shoulders, and he's running around the room with them, and they're laughing their heads off, and he just kind of pops them down. And he goes, "Yeah, what's up? How many bounties are on your head currently?" 9. And how many of them posted in the city in which you live? 5. How many hunters have you evaded over the last week? 7.
Impressive.
I will add, some of us may be being tracked magically rather than just by sight.
Clint holds up his hand, and you see, which you didn't see before, as he pulls his sleeve back, a glowing sigil on his hand. As aren't we all?
Actually, that's more comforting than you might think. Okay, good. I'm pleased.
And Whispers points up at the ceiling of the room you're in, and you do see, as you look up now, a huge, slightly faded, but as you look at it through the eyes of a caster, no less powerful sigil, just kind of painted on the ceiling. It's like, while you are in at least some of our safe houses, you will not be found or seen.
I can't. But
In that case, I take Honey out of the papoose and I pop him down on the floor.
And he
Just
immediately
sort of
rushes
role
off
play.
to go see the kids.
Whew. Okay, he'll be happy for a while.
oh, poor Ratchet. This must be difficult for you.
Just wondering, Clint, you know all of this hunter evading that you do. Is your main strategy for that telling everyone you know, everyone you meet, that you're being hunted as soon as you meet them? Is that how you manage it?
No, of course not.
Oh, I wondered. Because that's how we'd be doing it.
I would not tell him.
Ratchet doesn't trust anyone, has 0 judgment of character.
Hang on.
I don't trust any of you.
I like Clint. I want to join Clint's
Neither does
party now, please.
Neither does Mother. It's going to take Father to decide whether trust is on the table or not.
That's fair. You mentioned something about contacting Malcor.
That's after we speak to Father. He needs to arrange payment, but he owes Melkor a favour, so he's going to need to check in on him if I ask.
All right.
Well, what can we do tonight to help?
Well, I've lost my job in that pub.
Well, stealing off the patrons.
Yeah, but gotta feed these kids somehow.
I'm only joking.
And he takes like a bag of something out of his pocket and hands it to one of the kids, and they immediately look in, and just their eyes light up, and they run off to a load of other kids and start passing out little tiny bits of what looks like fudge or caramel or something.
Soft touch.
Well, for this lot, I was there once.
As a question then, if you do not trust us, which I can understand, why would you bring us here?
Oh, because
To kill us if we fail your...
and he puts his hand in the air and goes, and about 30 of the kids in the room are immediately aiming crossbows at you all.
I like
I don't mind
You
that.
have a lot to learn from Clint.
You what?
You have a lot to learn from Clint.
I laugh.
I think Malcor has a lot to learn.
I think I would be more trusting if I had 30 children with crossbows at my snapping finger.
I'd feel less stressed if I was keeping care of children who had crossbows.
Said anything about care?
I didn't say you caring for them.
If you impress Father, then perhaps one day you will have 30 children at your beck and call with crossbows, and throwing daggers strapped to each of their heels.
There now you see, and I pat Sepsis, but I don't say the name, and I go, there now you see, this could work out for you.
You could have your own personal mini army.
It's been working out for us. That's the problem. None of you are ever going to learn as long as everyone you trust keeps being so trustworthy.
I mean, what a weird sentiment. So far, everyone we've trusted has been incredibly honest and
Why don't you just trust our judgment in character? Is it because we hang out with you? I don't say that.
I just think we should be more like Clint. Clint knows how to not get caught by hunters.
Well, we're
Haven't
working
you
on
caught so far?
Uh-huh.
it. Although we came close with that one incident, but we're doing okay, I think.
I think Ratchet would appreciate a small dark room to hide in now.
Yes, please.
Do we know where the hunters are, by the way?
Last seen over by the fishing village, about 5-6 miles that way.
The fishing village is not actually there.
No, the one.
Oh no, the one before that.
Oh, Morog.
Morog.
That's it. That's where we killed the last lot that tried to come after us.
Oh, so they're dead then?
Those weren't hunters. No, they're not dead.
Well, they were hunters, but they were hunters with nasty, gribbly, beastie things.
There was another group.
We think that there is another group, yes.
There was what I think was a commander who saw us and just left in the end.
They nodded and left on their horse.
Nodded? What do you look like?
Tall, on a horse.
I see him.
I'm not sure these were the hunters at all. These were monstrous creatures that attacked us. I
No,
thought
they
the
were
hunters were
hunters.
elves.
They were hunters from the canyon. Not all bounty hunters will look the same.
Oh, the bounty hunters. So the elven ones, they've got no wind of you yet, no?
They have been close, but they have not come too close to us yet.
Well, elves are a bit more complicated, but Father will know best tomorrow.
Right.
For now, though, it's getting late, so I'm going to have to start putting some of these kids to bed and get back out and make sure none of the rest of our kids who are still out are followed.
Do you need any help?
No, I'm quicker on my own.
Keep an eye out for orcs.
I will. It's not like I can't see most of them coming. They are quite large.
They'll be exposed for a little while, but I don't think they'll die.
Oh no, I'll go a different way. But thank you very much for that. You'll have to teach me how that was done.
It's a recipe.
I much prefer a distraction like that than something more permanent. Something more permanent tends to bring down greater heat than just something humiliating. But goodbye for now. Some of these kids will show you where your bedrooms are. I'll fetch you in the morning for an audience with Father.
I can't wait.
Okay.
And he walks out.
I ask for directions to somewhere to sleep.
A small girl comes and takes your hand and leads you off into a corridor and just stops and just like looks at Oriana and Sepsis and Ace and just kind of...
Yeah, I follow.
Yeah, man.
And she just kind of like stops at a bank of doors at the end of a corridor. And as you look then back down the corridor the way you've come, you see like two children, maybe about 10 years old, and they take up position at the end of the corridor on chairs, and they're both holding a crossbow. Not pointed exactly at you, but the chairs are placed looking down towards your rooms.
I don't know if I find that adorable.
It is super cute, isn't it?
It's really strange. When I was made to look after the young ones at Nidum, I hated it, but now they're not making me do it. I kind of wish. I don't know.
She gives you a key. Each.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's 4 separate rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I hand one of them back and follow Ori.
Okay. They're not large rooms, they're cells effectively, but they are comfortably furnished. There is a comfortable bed, but they look like they may have at some point been dungeons.
Take your own room, guys.
Uh,
I think sometimes we need our own space.
Fine, Grumpy. And I go into the other room, but I make sure that Cedric is outside, lying down in the corridor.
Okay.
Is there any furniture other than the bed that I can push in front of the door?
There's a chest of drawers.
Yeah, I'll use that to block the door, and then I'm gonna put my pack in the bed and like bunch up the covers as if I'm sleeping there, and then I'm gonna sleep under the bed.
Okay. Is there anything anyone wants to do before they rest for the night?
No.
Is there any way I can work out how to remove this bloody curse off me that's making me blue?
Roll an Arcana check.
Going to offer to help.
Oh, fuck's sake.
That's not a high number.
It's not. It's 9.
No magic you know of can do this. However, magic like yours of an arcane nature is not the only kind of magic there is. Maybe you need to look in a different direction.
I miss being purple. I'll just go to sleep.
Okay. Dice?
I go to sleep, but again, I make sure Cedric is under instruction to guard in front of the 4 doors and to bark and wake us up should anything change.
Okay.
I leave my door slightly ajar so Honey can come in.
Okay.
Hey, Bri, does my imp regain hit points when I rest?
Yes.
Cool.
I don't know the
You
ruling
say
on it,
you
but I've
like this?
decided. Yeah, absolutely. I've decided that it does, yes. I don't know the ruling, and I will probably read it at some point and find out I'm wrong, but I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, sepsis, is there anything you want to do before you go to sleep?
No, just what I said.
Cool.
I'm making the bed look like it has a person in it, and then I'm going to sleep under the bed.
Cool, okay. And on that note then, I think we'll leave it there.
Yay!
Cool.
Cool. You all go to sleep in a, as far as you're aware, somewhat safe environment.
Well,
I am never safe.
But yeah,
Not clownfish, cowfish.
again, thanks for those who watch, thanks for those who will watch. Sorry about the wait between episodes. Shane,
Corona.
yeah. I hope everyone is alright. I hope everyone is taking the government's advice and keeping themselves and their loved ones safe and staying the fuck home.
Thank you, everybody.
It's incredibly difficult for everyone, but there are many different ways you can entertain yourself. D&D and watching this stream being one of them. Just the one of many.
Just like so much wanking.
Yes, I've played quite a lot of Call of Duty.
Wanking is actually a better use of your time.
Probably.
so much Call of Duty. I'm so bored.
Such a bad game. Why
Animal Crossing is out, dude. Why?
Because he's playing his LARP friend.
And she's got Animal Crossing.
Yeah, but why don't you play a good game instead of
Should
that?
we cut off the stream before we get into this argument?
No. The other news that I wanted to do was there is going to be a second stream. My LARP friends have caught the D&D bug because I run 2 sessions for them now. It's supposed to be a one shot, but they fucked around so much in the first one that I had to make it 2 because it took them forever to do anything. First, D&D first timers, so they've decided they want me to run a
We're
campaign.
used to actually doing the stuff, not sitting there thinking about
You
doing
don't have
it.
to roll dice or actually look at what their skills are. Most of them
Yeah.
just lie. I can use this. But yes.
Hang on. The second session, they ended up stabbing each other in the back and all getting eaten by a dragon.
It was great.
Nice.
But yeah, that's going to start next Saturday, I think.
But Bri,
You are on your own.
we're the babies. What are you talking about? You can't have new babies. We're the babies. What the fuck? What the fuck?
We're joining another D&D campaign.
Oh no.
Don't tell him that. You're gonna hurt his feelings.
It's not being live streamed though.
Are you joining another D&D campaign?
No.
No.
But yes, there is going to be another campaign running side by side with this one.
But you won't have enough time for us. You won't be able to pay us enough attention. We need so much attention.
You're joining another D&D campaign.
But we're the babies.
We're not streaming that other D&D campaign.
No, you'll always be my first babies. But yeah.
I'm living.
I am not.
What I'd like to do, if we can, we will discuss it off stream, I hope, but is potentially during this lockdown, maybe, if none of us are too knackered, maybe play this more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to. But you're not going to have time. You're going to be too busy with your new baby.
Once a week.
I'm only in
Yeah,
work
say that now.
One of them.
Friday, and then I'm off next week because
Cool.
it's our birthday. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one of them. No, one of the new players. One of the new players is a critical worker, so he works every day of the week, so he can only do Saturdays. So yeah.
nice.
But yes, we are gonna have a lot more content, hopefully. I can't wait to get back into this one properly, and I can't wait for you guys, players.
It's gotta die.
I can't wait for players and viewers alike to see what's coming next. So,
I'm excited.
thanks everyone.
Thank you.
I've missed you guys. Take care of yourselves,
You.
and see
We
you
don't
next time.
have Skype for other reasons, by the way, in the week.
I know. Bye.
Bye.